Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to Top Rope Renegades. This week in wrestling, this is episode number 15. My name is Kurt, alongside my brother from Canada. It's RK. RK, how are we doing?
I'd just like to start this one off to say we are not sponsored by Bang energy drinks, but
Bang.
they're awesome. So, and I'm tired, so I'm drinking two of them. They say don't drink more than
Whoa.
one a day, but I mean I think I've done 4, 5, 6, 7, 9,
Whoa.
20.
Also, I would like to
I
add
got
since we're
black cherry vanilla, so that's pretty
nice.
fucking cool. So let's go.
I would also like to add we're not sponsored by Monster, because that's what I'm drinking since I am also crashing from my
But hey, that being
random.
said, too, I think Coca-Cola owns Monster, if I'm not mistaken.
Is that true?
I think so. Um,
Oh,
Oh, anyways, I don't know. Might not be true. We're just giving shout outs to all the big companies. One
that'll
day
never
you guys
sponsor
will
us.
throw us some money.
That'd be great.
They'll throw us some money.
That'd be
Especially
fantastic.
Bang, because Bang,
Mhm.
black cherry vanilla. Let's go.
Have you seen the comedian Trevor Wallace and his Bang skits with the Bang drink, where he's like, "I wake up in the morning and I drink Bang. I go to bed at night, I'm drinking Bang. Wake up and drink Bang. Get a felony Bang." Anyway, it's great. So this week in wrestling. This is episode number 15. We're a day behind because life, work, and
No, don't say life. This is because Shaw
oh
decides to
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
stop fucking work
go off
life.
because we were gonna record
Fucking
last night. We
stop
were,
working internet. We were going to
yeah,
record. I have no internet. It's been going it's been fluctuating for the last 2 days, like up and on and off, on and off. So I finally called him and be like, hey, yo, I get it. Sometimes you go down. That's cool. But this is fucking getting ridiculous. Where's my
yeah,
internet? And they had the
okay.
balls to say, oh, we're getting it's telling us that your coax cable might be loose or something. Can you go try to wiggle a little bit? I'm like, fine, I'll go do it. I unplug it all, I take it all apart, I put it all back together. I'm like, okay, I did that. They're like, okay, we're checking. Yeah, no, it's still telling us that the coax cable is loose or something. It's not getting a full signal. We're gonna have to send a tech out. I'm like, whatever. When can the tech come out? They're like, oh, next Wednesday. I'm like, next fucking Wednesday? A week without internet? The whole world works on the fucking internet. We fucking make no money doing this, but I mean, this is important to us, and we couldn't record on time. I'm like, are you kidding me? A week? Can you like rush that or something? This is like I pay $120 a month for this shit.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, well, we can try. I'm like, you can try? How about you try really fucking hard or I go to a different company? And they're like, oh, well, no, that's not necessary. I'm like, well, then you better figure out what the fuck the problem is. Like, well, it's the coax. We need to get a guy out there to test it. I'm like, I'm an electrician. I just made a new cord and it still doesn't fucking work. Okay, it's not the cord. It's on your end. Fix it. They're like, well, no, we need a tech to go out there and test it. I'm like, whatever. I need it fixed by tomorrow, or I'm going to a different company. Weird. I got home from work today. It magically works again. I don't fucking know. Anyways, nonetheless, if you when shit goes wrong, bitch about it to these multi-billion-dollar companies because they're fucking assholes if they don't fix it right away. They have the means to, they have the money to, they can fix it. Bitch them. And also, I made sure I got a full month credit on my bill for the next one because I didn't have internet for like 12 hours. Nonetheless, bitch, I don't care. Call me a Karen. Call me whatever the fuck you want. Bitch about it. You pay
No,
them a lot of fucking money for shit to work. Make sure it fucking works.
no, 100%. You just gave me an excuse to drink the beer I said I wasn't going to drink on the podcast. But we're doing it anyway. It's just a Michelob Ultra. We're also not sponsored by them too, so if they want to come on through. But no, yeah, your internet took the shits. It was in question if we were going to record, but I think everything was like, all right, yeah, no, we're good, we're good. You know, work is work, but we'll make it happen. Yeah, and your internet said no, thank you, and here we are. I'm also battling internet here in the States too, here and there. AT&T kind of sucks, so looking at options, but we'll see.
It doesn't matter if it sucks. Find something better. The amount of money you pay for this shit, it
Agreed.
should not go down. And if it
Agreed.
does go down, don't fucking lie to me and say it's my cord. Get the
Right.
fuck out of here.
Right. So let's talk wrestling. Let's talk professional wrestling, the sport in which we love. We're gonna get into the news here in a second. I did want to update. We did not finish watching Slammiversary, but at this point, I think we all know a little bit of the spoilers. If you haven't seen them,
Well,
if you haven't
I
seen them,
don't. I have. I have. I only seen the one with Earl Hebner. That's all I know. Is Earl
that's
Hebner
it.
shows up. That's
Okay.
all I know.
I will not. I will not. Then I will not. Then I will put my phone away. Once we get into well, maybe when we get done with the news, I will update the G1 Climax rankings at this point. See what you're thinking on that. But yeah, and we will. This is a promise to you, RK, and this is a promise to the people that listen. Listen, watch. I feel like I'm working on radio. Watch, listen, whatever you prefer. We will get back to watching
I
the
know they
throwback
prefer
matches.
because how can you not want to watch us?
Fair enough. We will get back to watching and recapping old wrestling matches.
We
Uh,
will. It's
thanks
been
to
it's been a wild 3 weeks.
yeah,
I'm finally just about done a project that has just like literally taken all my time. I haven't updated our video yet. Osprey's not even the champ anymore. What the fuck's he doing on the open video? That should be MJ motherfucking F up there.
you are correct. You are
That
correct.
fucking jobber Will Osprey's on our
Uh,
opening video. What the fuck is that?
well, let's get into the news. And as we do every week, I have not read your headlines. The only thing I ever really see is the top picture. I'm currently on the screen. I'm looking at your face, RK. I've not looked over at the news yet. I am on your
Okay.
face. The only picture I saw was Buddy Matthews, I think. Correct? Yes, Buddy Matthews. So now let's get into the news. This is the Top Rope Renegades, the week of July 19th to the 25th. This is, of course, episode number 15. Here are the headlines. Tony Khan, quotations. We won't grant you an early release. Here's a bunch of money. Now go sit down and do nothing. Sounds about right.
How petty is Tony Khan to not grant him his early release because he knew he'd go back to WWE,
I thought
and then
laughing.
then
I'm
he's
not
like,
laughing at that.
then
I'm
he's
not
like, I'm
laughing
not going to use you except maybe once every 4 months.
at
Oh, we'll give
that.
you a new contract, but we're still not going to use you. I just don't want you going back to WWE. What a fucking bitch.
I just glanced at the next line. Tuna Meltzer, in quotes. There is a deal in place. Maybe, actually, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe they should shop around for a deal. Tuna Meltzer.
Fucking Dave Meltzer, man. He's like, there's a deal in place. It's just not signed yet. A week later, they're working on it. They haven't found the perfect number yet. A week later, I don't know. Maybe they like. There's no deal. Like if there's no deal to be made, they should really start shop. Like, do you even know what the fuck you're talking about, man? You're a fucking idiot.
He always adds he's not sure in these articles, just in case he's wrong.
I'm sorry. I'm
So
not sure if Dave Meltzer is a fucking idiot.
no. I'm dead certain he's a fucking idiot. Hikuleo of New Japan fame has reached a deal with WWE. Here's a direct quote from Hikuleo given to the Top Rope Renegades podcast. This is a direct quote. We reached out to his representatives and they got back to us with this quote. I'm told that I'm going to be a part of some sort of line. I hope it's not too long. I hate standing. This is a direct quote from Hikuleo, formerly of New Japan, who has signed a deal with WWE. This is a Top Rope Renegades exclusive. And RK really dug deep for these headlines, and he got into some sources, and they got back with him with that direct quote. That I'm going to reiterate again, folks. That is a direct quote from Hikuleo, formerly of New Japan, a current new WWE signee. I will read it one more
Hey,
time. I will read it one more time because it is a direct quote from Hikuleo. I'm told that I'm going to be a part of some line. I hope it's not too long. I hate standing. Once again, direct quote from Hikuleo.
I mean, if anything, it might get somebody mad at us, and they might actually pay some attention. So
Imagine if, like, clearly we're fucking joking, but imagine if somebody didn't like understand it and just
Top Rope Renegades
ran with
reports
it.
that
I open up Twitter and it's like Top Rope Renegades reports that Hikuleo says that he hates standing. Uh, I would lie. I would genuinely die from
hey,
laughter.
all publicity
Hey,
is good
you're
publicity.
damn right. RK, what news do you have for me today?
Okay, I don't have this broken down as I usually do every week because I have not had the time to
Let me
sit
ask.
and
Let me ask before you get
sit.
into it. Sorry, last week we were kind of on the news. How are we looking this week? Do we have a good amount of news?
I honestly don't know because I haven't dug through my list.
Oh,
Like I
okay.
I have
Okay. All
I have
right.
multiple websites that I
Yep.
pull from, and then I make it sound like it's my own news
Okay.
because I plagiarize them. That's
Fair
all
enough.
I do. I give credit where credit is due to certain guys. Meltzer can go fuck himself, but
Okay.
nonetheless, Dave Meltzer, crack reporter here. Dave Meltzer said WWE is planning to book Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker at SummerSlam.
Did he say this before or after Monday Night Raw?
Before,
Okay. But
but I mean,
even then,
is that really
duh,
news?
duh. Hey,
Um,
real quick though. Top Rope Renegades would like to report that the main event of SummerSlam will be Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa for the undisputed WWE
I'd also
Championship.
like to report that I heard that CM Punk is close to recovering from his injury and being cleared.
It's rumor, but we are
Not sure. Not
our
our
sources.
sources tell
We
us.
can't confirm or deny, but we'll let you know when if they were wrong. We'll say we told you we didn't know.
Warner Brothers. Lots of news about Warner Brothers this week, man.
Mhm.
Tony Khan. Dave Meltzer said Tony Khan should probably start talking to other people because he's at that point now with the deals, especially with WD's announcement of laying off nearly 1,000 people over the past week. And then it was announced that they had reached a deal with Amazon for 1.8 billion dollars over 11 years
Mhm.
on the NBA deal. And then Warner Brothers said that they matched the deal, and because it was in their contract, they were allowed to, and the NBA has to accept that. And then the NBA
Yeah.
said they're going with Amazon's deal because Warner Brothers actually did not match that deal, and that the deal was done with Amazon. And now Warner Brothers says they're taking the NBA to court over it because
Yeah.
they said they did match it. Nonetheless, it's a big shit show. All this means is that Tony Khan's not going to get his $1.8 billion 11-year contract that he figured his company's worth in the end, because that's his contract. He's pissed off right now because he believes that $1.8 billion is actually his for his company and his 500 million fans that show up to his 110 shows a year. You're muted, or I don't have any.
So no, I'm muted. Hold on one second. I do want to say something before we get going here. I have something really important to say. So I hope you hold on to your seats for this. So listen, just hear me out. Hear me
No,
out.
no, no. Wait. So,
Okay.
Tony Khan's bitching about his 1.8 billion over 11 years. Remind me, what was the Netflix deal for? What was it for Raw? Just for Raw.
20 was it
10,
25?
10, 10 billion
10 billion and
for
two.
10
Yeah,
years,
yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay.
or 10 billion for 5 years, up to 20 billion for 10 years, or something like that.
Okay.
Ridiculous amount of money. And Tony Khan, his extremely successful wrestling company is 1.8 billion over 11 years for all his shows and all his everything. And Netflix is just paying for Raw while they're still paying. USA is still. Tony Khan, I'm sorry, but your company is still, yeah.
What I was going to say is, does
And
Tony
also,
Khan?
sorry, I got one more big breaking news. Breaking news out of San Diego Comic Con. Dexter Resurrection is happening. Michael C. Hall is coming back. We're getting another series. I don't know how he died at the end of New Blood, but
Hey,
I'm here for it.
we can end the podcast with that. But we're done. We're done.
Just
I'll
out of
shut it
San
down.
Diego Comic Con, I am pumped. I
I'll
just
shut it
read it.
down.
I was just like, oh, dude, I don't know how they're going to bring it back to life, but I'm here for it.
We can stop the show now if you want. That's how we can end. I love Dexter. Dexter's
But
a great
anyways,
show.
nonetheless, 1.8 billion, 11 years, 20 billion, 10 years. I don't know
What
which
I
one's
was
the bigger
going
company.
to say was, what it really was more so of a question. Does Tony Khan does Tony Khan think that AEW is as big as the NBA on TNT?
He does. He thinks everything. He's as big as everything. He even said in an interview recently
Dude,
because
yes, that
yeah,
pissed me off.
he's like fucking WWE PR is releasing info about our deal with Warner Brothers being done. I don't even know why they would care. We're in a really good place and we're extremely successful. And they're just making it sound like we're gonna what?
I was talking about what he said, and I hope Hope I'm not spoiling any of your news
He was
things.
pissed off that somebody in WWE leaked that the Warner Brothers
Yeah,
deal was done.
there
And then
was
he's like, "We're in a
that.
good place." It's like, you keep saying that you're in a good place, but honestly, in my own personal life, when I'm saying I'm telling somebody, "Yeah, man, I'm fine," I'm really about ready to, jump off a cliff some days. So, you know,
What did it?
I'm just kidding. I am fine. I really,
He
really
went
am.
off like
I'm okay.
on a tangent on one of the media
See, he
calls.
doesn't even care. Guys, this is what I deal with. He doesn't even
Sorry,
care.
I'm sorry. I was trying to find what I was looking for.
He doesn't even care.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, good. Glad to hear. I can't find it, but what he said was basically like it was like a pity party. It
Yeah,
was
it
like
was.
woe is me, where he was like
Yeah.
everything I do gets scrutinized. Where he was talking about if any other company does 5 to 6 pay-per-views, blah blah, that nobody bats an eye, but I do it. If I were to do it, I would get scrutinized. Like if I sneeze the wrong way, I get scrutinized for it. Yeah, because you put yourself in that position by being a fucking mark. You are an owner of a wrestling company, and you're a fucking mark. You are a and here's my next part. Remember when he was like, "I don't ever want to be on the TV screens. I don't want to be a part of that." And the next thing you know, you're getting a neck brace put around your neck because you got pal drive. Like it, I want AEW to be good so freaking bad, it hurts. But it's not going to get better with Tony Khan running everything. I know this is like beating a dead horse here, but
You know
he's
what? You got to be careful. We're really going to get labeled e-drones here pretty soon. Or
fucking.
what
I
is it
don't
now? The Fed?
care.
We're a part of the Fed.
Yeah, whatever.
I
I
don't even
don't
know what the fuck
care.
that means. Am I really too old to understand what that even
Actually,
means?
you do know what that means. WWF was World Wrestling Federation, the Fed. That's what the nickname
Oh,
came from.
really?
Um,
That's what
yeah,
it means?
I learned
That's
that one on
such
Twitter.
that hurts. That really hurts. I think they should stick to
Ouch.
e-drones. That sounds more derogatory.
What I'm saying is
I'm
AEW. I
sorry,
want
derogatory means saying something mean about somebody for all you idiots that don't understand language.
what I'm saying. I want AEW to be good so freaking bad because I love
I
the
do too.
fact.
I literally do because the first 3 months of I'm sorry, I keep cutting you off, but the first 3 months you were the one who's like, we gotta watch AEW. I'm just like, I don't know, man.
Because
And
it was
you're like,
good
we
right
got it,
then,
it's
right?
fucking good. And so we watched the 3 months of the year and they were on fire. And
Right.
then it's just been garbage.
And it's because, and I don't give a shit what anyone says. It's because Tony Khan he wears too many hats. He has got to take some of those hats off and dictate and put them on other
Remember that time
people.
he wore that weird ass hat forever
Oh,
at the press
he's
conference?
getting asked a sexual assault question with Chris Jericho, and he's got on this goofy hat. Anyway, but yeah, carry on
I
with your
think that was
news.
actually literally the downslide rate at that point right there, actually.
Right, and then they aired the
It was
CM
around
Punk
that
brawl out
time.
footage. Then they all aired the brawl out footage. But yeah, Tony Khan's got to
CM
delegate.
Punk's CM Punk's such a cancer. That brings me to my next news point: is CM Punk's current deal is set to expire relatively soon. It always was. It was a short term deal just to see how it would work out and everything. There was obviously questions about it, right? Whether or not he could coexist with his past history and also what just recently happened in AEW. It is being said that he is restructuring his next deal to basically keep him in the WWE forever. He does not want to go anywhere else. I just read a quote from him today that he says, if the company was like it is right now, back when he left, he's like, I would have never left. The
Mhm.
company right now is perfect. It's cohesive. Everybody gets along. Everybody's part of the decision making. Nobody's just running around as a tyrant. It's perfect. He's like, I don't want to go anywhere. I want to be here forever. He wants to finish out his wrestling career in the WWE, and then he wants to continue on mentoring new talent down in NXT, doing his thing, helping out Shawn Michaels, helping up on whatever he's got to do. He wants to do it. And he's already shown that. He's always at the performance center, training with the younger talent and all that stuff. The, this is a guy that was legitimately called a cancer to any locker room a year ago,
Mhm.
8 months ago.
Yep, in AEW. And did you
Yeah,
see
this
what he
guy's horrible. He's horrible.
did you see what
There's
he
nothing wrong with AEW whatsoever. Nothing.
did you see what he said at the Comic Cons? He had an interview with Denise Salcedo where she asked about AEW and not in a negative fashion. they talked about what he stood out, like what he liked the most, and he put over Darby Allin. He put over Darby Allin heavily. He's like, Darby Allin was fantastic. That's why I loved having my first feud with him. Darby Allin is great. He's a friend. Blah blah blah. That's a cancerous person right there to put over Darby Allin. I don't
Horrible.
know. Terrible man. Terrible man. But yeah, what
Hey,
else you
remember the
got?
time Darby Allin was on Sex Sent Me to the ER?
I saw that. Did you send me that, or did I see that on Twitter?
You
Uh,
saw it on Twitter.
Yeah, that was
So
wild.
funny story. I've watched that show a lot, and I had no fucking clue that was Darby Allin. Then I saw
Sex
the picture, and I was just like, I've seen that episode. That
Sex
guy's
sent
into
me
some
to
weird
the
shit.
ER.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah, 100% it adds up with him.
Oh man. Braun Strowman is a little banged up. He says his knee has been bothering him for the past few weeks. That's why he's been a little bit sluggish in the ring. Because yeah, we've even said that in his like last match 2 weeks ago or something. We're like, he looks really slow for some reason. He doesn't usually look that slow. Like I said, I'm not really 100% prepped for this, so deal with me as I pull up all of my little things and I read through them because I don't want to just read you junk because a lot of this is just junk that even I don't care about.
Hmm.
Um,
I mean, I could throw some in, but I don't want to
keep
steer
going,
you.
keep going, keep going. Go, go,
We want to talk about Bobby
go.
Lashley. His
Just say whatever you got to say.
Yeah,
Jesus
I know.
Christ, did I not? You're like a woman. I said go ahead, talk, and then you're just like, are you sure?
I was asking if you want to talk about Bobby Lashley.
Talk about Bobby Lashley.
Contract set to expire soon, which would,
Yep.
I read on Twitter that I think you saw the stuff too, where Triple H doesn't like black people, all that. That
Whoa,
Bobby, it's what Twitter was saying. I don't agree.
whoa. Triple H don't
People
like black
said
people.
that Bobby Lashley didn't get he was underutilized. He didn't get everything he deserved. Okay, Bobby Lashley was hurt. A lot of
Hasn't he
injuries.
won like? Isn't he like a triple crown winner?
Two-time WWE champion. He was a United States champion. I think he was the IC champion. Don't quote me on
He
that.
was. I think he has each belt twice actually.
And I'm not talking about his former run. I'm talking about his current, his most recent since he returned. But people were criticizing that. The rumor mill is take it as a grain of salt. Dave Meltzer saying that when his deal expires, that MVP Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley are looking to rekindle the Hurt business on AW television. I don't know much about that, but I don't know. I from what I understand, MVP is still under contract with WWE.
No, he has been removed from their internal roster as well. So he may still be under
Yes,
contract, but he's not on their roster anymore.
as well
Along
as
with Tamina.
yep, I was gonna say that, and Tamina. So,
Yep.
um, interesting to see if they can rekindle the Hurt business. I felt that
Nope.
that
The
faction
Hurt
had
business
potential.
is trademarked by the WWE.
They'll name it something else, but there'll be a
The
group in the
pain
stable.
business.
The pain business. Who knows? It's not the same thing. I promise. It's not the same thing.
It's not. It's not.
What do you got?
Sky Blue suffered a broken ankle on Collision this week. You're sad. I know that. Nothing. Okay, cool. Okay.
No, I am. I am.
Uh,
Trust me.
I mean, great banter back and forth. Lots of fun with you all the time.
You're not looking at the screen.
Well, okay.
I had to get my picture, man. I hope she gets
Yeah.
better soon. Special guest, friend of the show, Sky Blue. Friend of the show, Sky Blue. Thank you to her and doing the interview with me. Got us to 1,000 views on that episode. So get better soon, Sky. Hope you get better soon. I know she is very. I was gonna sound very British when I said this, but she's very gutted, very upset. She can't compete in the modeling show she was doing, the runway stuff she was doing with her injury. She posted that on Instagram that she's upset she can't do her walk and all that stuff. So I hope she gets better soon. I didn't see what happened, nor I think it was a taping, a Ring of Honor taping. Was that what you said?
Collision. So maybe Ring
Collision
of Honor afterwards,
taping.
but
But yeah, that
yeah.
sucks. That sucks. She had actually just unveiled like a new gear, new ring gear, and everything. Trying to get things going for her. So hopefully she gets better soon and gets back on TV. quickly we will see.
She'd have new ring gear. That I sent you a picture of it. It's that
Oh
all
yeah,
white. That's her new
look,
ring gear.
I loved it. It looked great.
Um, I'm sorry, guys. I'm horrible today.
Jay White injured. I don't know if we talked about that
Jay
last week.
White is injured. It's an injury to his foot, but they're expecting that he's not going to miss much time due to it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I've broken my foot before. Honestly, you wrap it up. That's all you can really do with it. I mean, you can put it in a cast, I guess, but it's not going to do any difference. Um, oh, man, news is actually kind of weak this week.
It is
Week,
Leo.
week this week,
Remember when we talked about
week this week,
Leo Rush
week this week.
signing with
Yep.
AEW? So he's only been working. He's only been working Ring of Honor tapings. Just a note of that one. Leo Rush worked Ring of Honor tapings. Fightful reported last month that he'd be a regular with AEW and Ring of Honor moving forward. I think they actually reported that just AEW, but now he's doing Ring of Honor stuff. But there's that. Hologram debuted on Collision.
Yep. He
People were
sure did.
all speculating it's Ricochet. It's Ricochet. It was not Ricochet. It is a AAA luchador.
Aramis.
I didn't know the name. Thank you.
Yeah. So I hate saying this right now, but Dave Meltzer said something that made sense for once. He basically said, in a nutshell, had the Heat debuted 5 years ago, it would have been really fucking cool because nobody was doing the stuff that he was doing, is doing. But debuting today, almost everybody does the stuff that he's doing, so it's really whatever. Um, and also, it was like the exact same entrance to a certain former roster member of NXT A Kid. So, um, congrats on just copying and pasting their AEW yet again. Ricochet had a pretty funny response to everybody saying,
Yeah.
"Is that you, Ricochet?" And he's like going, "Yeah, unless I had massive tattoo removal surgery and I lost about 4 inches and I can't afford to lose anymore as is. That's not me." Hijo del Vicino told a fan on
Yes.
Instagram that he will be returning from injury soon enough.
And you were the one that put me onto him.
Dude, his shit's
Uh,
ridiculous.
Young too, right? Like 20 something, 20.
25, I think.
Yeah. He put on a
Yeah,
fantastic match with Kenny Omega. Was that AAA?
yeah,
A
Triple A. That was the
banger
one
of
I
a
showed you.
match.
That was the first
Yeah.
one I showed you of him,
But then
wasn't
he
it?
had the
Yeah.
one on AEW TV too, didn't he?
It was
Or
like
just it wasn't Kenny, but it was a match of some sort.
yeah.
He's fantastic. WWE, take a look, see if he's available. I don't know what his situation is, but that'd be cool.
He'd be man. Be sweet. And also a big blow to AEW yet again. Oh my god, you guys stole another one. Um
Funny.
There's been talk within WWE about Raquel Rodriguez returning in the near future. I
I
sure
hope.
hope so because one, I love that woman. She's awesome.
Yes.
Two, she is a phenomenal wrestler. And three, it would shut up all those idiots says, "Oh, look, WWE is just letting her go because she's got some a rosacea skin condition." That's so cruel that they would just let her go. No, she was removed off the active roster, you idiots. But yeah, all those comments like, "Oh my god, they just released her because she's got a skin condition." What is that? It's like, no, you morons. Man, I'm calling a lot of people idiots, morons, dummies, bumbling fools. Oh man, I'm sorry, guys. It was a rough week of wrestling, honestly. SmackDown, not great.
Yeah.
Raw, we'll talk about Raw. Raw was great and bad all at the same time. We'll explain. Dynamite, well, I'll definitely get to that because holy fuck was I just like baffled. And NXT was awesome as per usual. But overall, not a great week of wrestling. And this is
Uh, News is kind of
it's
slim.
just
You're right.
and
Uh,
news is just miserable. And I wasn't prepped. And
Fine.
my
I'm
internet
here.
wasn't working yesterday. And it's Friday, and I'm old, and I'm
Hey,
tired, and I work
hey.
with fucking children.
Hello. I'm right here. Anyway, uh, Delta Brady from the Australian circuit. It is official. She is on her way to WWE. Confirmed. Corey Brennan from Fightful has confirmed this. She had a tryout when WWE was in Australia in February. They offered her a contract. She would go on to sign. She was finishing off her remaining dates in Australia. So she's coming. She's coming. So alongside Stephanie Vacour and Julia, these three women are showing up potentially on NXT. And my God,
The Kerr released on her Instagram a poster of her, Delta,
yep.
and Julia, the new
Woo.
era of NXT. It's gonna
I
be.
I am
Their women's division
excited.
is already phenomenally strong as is, but now it's just gonna be ridiculously
Oh,
strong.
how do you do it? Like, how do you debut all three of these insane talents? Do you do them one at a
Well,
time?
Julia's injured, so that's probably a little bit
Which,
off.
to be fair, technically Julia's already appeared on WWE. I mean, she had the she was at the
I
one of
think the first one you
the
got to do is Stephanie Vercur and do it right.
oh
Make her
well, I
seem
think
like she's a big fucking deal.
we'll talk about maybe on NXT if I remember, but they did have that shot of to the I forget who was backstage watching tape of Stephanie Vacour, and Roxanne's already brought her up. She's already been mentioned plenty. Those three women, I see people on Twitter. I saw this one fucking AEW mark. Man, the AEW women's division, now that Britt's back and we got Mercedes, that AEW women's division is the best in pro wrestling. Motherfucker, the NXT women's division is the best in professional wrestling. I promise you. The women in that division will run circles around AEW. And you know what? You want to get real bold real quick, RK? I'll get real bold. Lola Vice would be top 5 on AEW. I'm being a little bold on that one. Top 10. She'd be in the
A
top
little
10.
bold.
She'd be top 10.
Local.
Lola Vice,
So
Lola Vice would be top 10.
AEW has actually quite a talented roster of female wrestlers.
We don't see them.
All they care to focus on is like 4 of them.
Mercedes, Britt. Now that Britt's back, which is fine, Britt's back from injury. You can focus on her. We had. I mean, I love Willow, but Willow.
No, they buried Willow and they were going to forget about her. She wouldn't even be back in the spotlight
I'm
if it
just.
wasn't for Vakur dropping that title.
I'm just talking about what we were seeing. Uh,
And
Chris.
that's not a shot at Willow because I absolutely adore Willow Nightingale. I think she is amazing. I think she's underutilized. She
Mhm.
should be holding the women's championship as far as I'm concerned.
I'm just gonna keep talking about it. I had a beautiful conversation with her in the elevator, taking her to an interview that I set up. Anyway,
There's a button in those elevators you can hit that will stop them, eh?
that's weird. I would not have done that.
No, I'm not in a weird way, as in a way to just like, oh, I guess we gotta wait for the firefighters. Let's have a chat for another
As
50
she
minutes.
watched me push the button, like,
No, you gotta
bruh,
like do it still like, hey,
elbow it
look,
on accident.
hey, look.
Look, you can see a reflection because we got mirrors at the top. Push the button.
Not in a weird, creepy way, just
Who else?
prolong the conversation time.
And then
Jesus, get your mind out of the gutter.
let me finish talking about the AEW
You
Women's Division.
children these days, all you think about. Never mind. Go ahead.
Mariah May, Tony Storm. Am I missing anybody?
No.
And then when they were doing Forbidden Door, Mina Shikara. That's about it.
Yeah,
You
I actually read a
see,
report that that was the most we're gonna see of her. She's gone back to do her marigold or whatever stuff.
and then Nyla Rose. I guess they like to feature here and there. Anyway, carry on if you got any more news there. I know it's slow.
Got one more big news, and
Uh-huh.
this is gonna send all the marks for a fucking twirl in the sand. I don't know if that's actually a saying. I just made it up. Let's make it a thing. Twirling in the sand means marks lose their fucking minds. Um, WrestleMania will one day soon be held at Wembley Stadium in London.
Boom,
Who's gonna break the record at Wembley Stadium now?
bitch.
Oh, I also was sorry. That's the big news. That's huge news. You want to see a crazy ass show at Wembley? What AEW's pulling in what maybe 50, 60,000. I guarantee you WWE's going to find a way to pull in 70, 80, 90.
Find it.
They're going to do it just out of spite.
Right.
Nonetheless, I read something here and I don't know who said it. Whoever said it's an idiot, but they said Okada's comedy act in AEW is good for AEW. I don't even want to figure out who said that, but you're an idiot. No, it's not good for AW. It's a joke what they're doing to Okada. They're
Yeah.
doing exactly to Okada what they said WWE do with Okada, and thank God he went to AW. I'm sorry. What?
I don't have any big news after that one because that's a big one. WWE going to London.
London's the biggest one. That's the biggest one.
I don't have a big one, but Beth Phoenix is a free agent. I don't know if you saw that.
I saw
Um,
that. I didn't really. I mean,
that's it.
okay.
That's all I got. I mean, that's really all I got. On my end. Yeah.
I'm
And
not so sure if the
then
news was weak this week or if I was just not prepared, and I apologize that you guys deserve better from me. But I feel like I've been a little animated today and I've been fun, so that should make up for it.
yeah, I don't want to say anything else. All I got is like Eddie Kingston was supposed to be a part of the blood and guts match that happened on AEW for his injury.
We'll get into that blood and guts match,
Yeah.
and we'll get
Yeah, we
into
will.
unprotected headshots, and we're gonna really send those fucking marks for a twirl in the dirt.
No, it was shaved down chair. It
No,
wasn't
shut up. We're not talking about it
unprotected.
yet. I'm gonna send those AEW marks for a twirl in the sand. Okay, I'm really trying to get that over. Twirl in the sand. Put that
It's
in the
like
description.
put put it in the description. Top
The
rope
fuck are
renegades.
these guys talking
Top
about?
rope. We got to talk about SmackDown before we get to, um, of course, blood and guts. But twirl in the sand. Jesus Christ, man.
See, I'm
Anyway,
hilarious.
there you go.
Who said they can't? Old people can't get sayings over.
I got you. You like that?
Yeah, I do. Keep it up there. Rest of the show.
Twirl in the sand. Let's talk about
No,
SmackDown.
seriously, it's actually a little. It's actually a little distracting. Can you stop that?
Let's talk about SmackDown from July 19th, 2024. This is the live version. They are going to pre-record after this one, which we'll talk about next week, because they're going to Japan. WWE is going to Japan doing that tour, which is currently taking place as we speak. We open the show, of course, with a recap of last week's episode with Corey Graves, Wade Barrett. Cody Rhodes is first out. He makes his entrance, meets with Terrence Crawford, professional boxer, one of the pound for pound. I think he's pound for
Absolute
pound dog.
beast.
Uh,
Absolute beast.
pound for pound number one is what they say. I think he is.
Pound for pound, number one. He's moving up a weight class to junior middleweight. I
Mhm.
think junior middleweight to fight Maslov.
That will be taking place on August 2nd. It is Israel Madramov. I'm probably saying that wrong.
Madrimov. No, you're probably
August
saying it
3rd.
right.
August
Nonetheless,
3rd.
it's wild that he's moving up a weight class, but this will, if he wins this, it'll prove that he's pound for pound the best fighter in
Fair.
boxing right now.
So Cody makes his entrance, shakes up Terrence Crawford, gets on the microphone and talks about his friendship with
Oh
Randy.
shit, I got that Tonga-Loa disease right now.
Randy Orton feels guilty that Randy got laid out the week prior by the bloodline, and he says, "Screw it." We call out Solo Sikoa, Cody looks Solo in the eye and tells him, "You're not ready," which led at the time. I'm sorry. Rhodes is reflecting the last time he had a conversation with Solo saying he wasn't ready, which led for Sikoa to cost Cody the title at WrestleMania 39. He was interrupted by A-Town Down Under. They blamed Cody for causing Jacob Fatu to attack him. But Cody said Waller's knee is the reason that Theory's right cheek is swollen and messed up. This has been a recurring theme, not just from Cody, DIY as well, calling out Grayson Waller for basically beating up his teammate in all these moments. Waller and Theory attack Cody, but Cody gets a steel chair from Terrence Crawford. Cody attacks Waller and Theory with the chair. He gets the high ground. He stands tall. Opening segment to SmackDown. RK, what'd you think?
I thought it was a little weird having Waller and Theory come out for this. I guess they rounded about and made it about them somehow. Still a little off. I guess really honestly, in the end, this was really just a way to have Cody rub shoulders with another champion of a different sport. Um, by Terrence handing him the
Terrence Howard.
chair. Terrence Howard, whatever,
Terrence
same
Crawford.
difference. Terrence Howard, Terrence Crawford,
Howard the
Dane,
Duck.
Crawford, Mark. Um, Sorry, I don't watch boxing. I just know the dude's a beast because after I didn't know who he was last week. I'm not even gonna lie. I looked him up, looked at his records, watched some of his highlights. I was like, oh god, this guy's a beast. I used
Great.
to
He's
love
fantastic.
boxing back in the day, but it's been a long time since I've really paid attention to it. But nonetheless, absolute beast. But yeah, I guess in a roundabout way they made it work. It just seemed off at first with A Town Down coming out. It was like, really?
We get a Carmelo Hayes promo. He's getting his hair cut. Says he doesn't want any gimmicks in his match coming up with Andrade. It's just going to be two hoopers going at it. Cody Rhodes backstage meets with Nick Aldis. He demands a match against A-Town Down Under. He says he'll do it 2-on-1. Aldis grants it, but he says you have got to find a tag team partner and you have till the end of the night. Andrade El Idolo takes on Carmelo Hayes. Andrade is going to pick up the win over Carmelo in a decent match. What do you think?
This was a good match. Decent. This was probably the best match on the card.
There was a couple moments where I was like, they're missing a step. But then they did recover. I was like, good, fine, good match.
I mean, Carmelo Hayes is still a rookie, man. Andrea, this was a good match. Decent. That's a little weak.
Sorry, man. It's been a
I don't-
long, rough week of
I
watching
don't.
wrestling. Okay, it's been a long week.
Okay, Trump, calm the fuck down.
I showed up. I said, wow, it's been a long week of. Anyway, carry on. Gonna build the wall. It's gonna be a great wall. Huge wall.
It's gonna be a big wall.
Huge wall.
This match, okay, Kurt didn't like this match. I love this match. I thought this match was fantastic. It was fast paced, awesome, back and forth action. The first 48 might be one of the prettiest finishers in wrestling right now. Not the first 48. That's Carmelo's fucking shit. The
You're
message.
talking about,
Thank you.
yes.
Andrade's finisher might be one of the prettiest the first 48. That's that double knee thing, isn't it, or something?
The top rope, I think like the leg drop.
Yeah. So, anyways, nonetheless, screw the first 48. The message might
That
be
is
one of the
pretty. It
prettiest
is very pretty.
finishes in wrestling right now. Nonetheless, I thought this match was good. It felt like it was just going to be a match, and then it picked up and got going. So I thought great, awesome. I'm a little curious on why they keep giving Carmelo losses, but see where that goes.
See what happens. Corey Graves up next is moderating a face-to-face between Nia Jax and WWE champion WWE Women's Champion Bayley. Jax promises to injure Bayley again to win the title from her, and Bayley takes a shot and says, "You are clumsy and reckless. That's why you hurt me, not because you were better than me. And I will walk out of SummerSlam still champion." What'd you think of this segment?
That's a shoot turning into a work right there.
Slightly, yeah, slightly.
Well, I mean, that was the criticism about Nia Jax. I'm surprised that Bayley didn't bring up that she was fired
That's
from the
what I was
company
saying the whole time.
for being clumsy and reckless. So it was good. It was a shoot turning into work. That's what wrestling is. It makes me keep going back to the point that I hate the fact that there's so much behind the scenes now and everybody's on social media and you got the wide six going out for burgers after they were just on TV for a creepy ass fucking segment. I miss the kayfabe, man, where like the Undertaker, if you saw him out and about in the 90s, he was the Undertaker all the fucking time because they lived their characters. There was kayfabe's dead, and I'm not a huge fan of that fact.
Yeah, well, it's 2024, and that's just the way life has gone along.
Like, I want to sit here and believe that, holy shit, Bayley just fucking went there. But it's like, no, it's a fucking work. It's all spoken about.
But you wouldn't,
beforehand.
if you wanted your kayfabe to be real still, you wouldn't have known that Bayley just went there.
I know, exactly. So I'd be just instantly shocked, not shocked and be like, oh man, they're doing it. It's awesome, but they're doing it. I wouldn't know. I'd just be like, that's fucking awesome.
Fair enough. Up next, Bianca Belair is going to have a match with Chelsea Green.
I
Of
blame
course,
it on The Rock, actually. Honestly, when he got so super famous, it ended kayfabe because he
ooh,
started going on
yeah.
like fucking television shows and interviews and stuff talking about the wrestling industry and stuff and all that stuff. And I think The Rock started the downfall of kayfabe.
It's very possible. Bianca Belair defeats Chelsea Green in the next match via a roll up. It was a quick match, and it wasn't a good match. It was what it was though because it's Chelsea Green being fantastic in the role that she is given. Fair,
Chelsea Green is absolutely amazing at what she does. She is
100%.
if if you're looking at the business as a whole and saying who does their job perfectly every fucking time they're out there, no matter what, it's Chelsea Green. She does her job perfectly every time she's out there. She's a she's comedic. She plays the heel, over the top heel, the diva, the 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 it's perfect. She's perfect at her job,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why even though she's not there to win matches and be super over the top winning everything and being the champion, she's on TV every week, almost every damn show she shows up on, pay-per-views she's always on TV. And why is that? Because she's so goddamn good at her job.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Up next, we have the contract signing between LA Knight and the WWE United States Champion Logan Paul. Logan Paul takes shots at how LA Knight looks. Knight responds by calling Logan Paul a edge lord. We get a Paul of listing his successes and that LA Knight hasn't achieved anything in 20 years. LA Knight says he was a pretender. You don't have the balls to face me, saying that the balls didn't run in the family. Saying Jake Paul at least had the balls to go up against Mike Tyson and such. Uh, this actually strikes a chord with Logan. He signs the contract and drew a little map where Knight could stick his dreams of being champion. Of course, we get the argument. Nick Aldis calms things down. Logan tries to hit a cheap shot, but Knight evades and he stands tall. He hits it with the BFT, or sorry, goes for the BFT. Logan retreats. Are you excited for Logan Paul versus LA Knight?
I am absolutely. This is probably one of the most anticipated matches of the card, to be honest
There's a
with
lot
you.
of them, though. A lot of them.
There are, but this is probably the one I'm looking forward to. Logan Paul,
The
he
most?
brains it. He brains it.
Looking forward to the most? Was that what you were about to say?
Yeah, I did.
Not a
I
chance.
didn't. I didn't about. I did say that.
This is the match you're looking forward to the most.
Yes.
I'm willing enough to look you in the face right now and say you're a fucking liar.
Am I? What am I looking forward to more, Kurt?
You're looking forward to Logan Paul and LA Knight more than
Yeah.
CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre?
Yes.
You're entitled to your own opinions.
Let me explain. LA Knight's gonna win the title. No? Oh wow. Okay.
I I don't know about that one.
Okay, you know what? You wanna know why I'm not as excited? I am pumped for the CM Punk Drew McIntyre match. I'll explain to you why I'm not as excited. The last time I saw CM Punk in matches, multiple matches over the last year and a half, they have not been very fucking good. Okay? I'm hoping to God that he has been training and that he has figured out his drive and his motor and his ability to not gas 5 seconds into the match. I'm hoping like hell he's figured that out because if he doesn't, he has not looked great in matches in his previous matches over the last year and a half. He has not. Royal Rumble, he looked gassed within 5 minutes. The
I
hype is
agree.
there. The story is there. I'm not 100% confident that Punk can still go. I love
So
Punk. He's my favorite wrestler. I'm
maybe I misunderstood. You're talking about the match itself,
the match itself.
nothing involving the story and all that.
No, the match.
Okay,
The actual wrestling match. The reason we watch
I'll give you that.
wrestling.
That's not. It's not. What are we
No, it's
fucking
not.
AEW marks?
No,
Jesus
no.
Christ!
That was a shot. That was a shot.
I knew what
But
it
no,
was.
the match itself, the actual match in the ring, I'm looking forward to this match because Logan Paul does crazy shit and LA Knight is old school wrestler. I love the
Yes,
combination.
I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued with it as well. I agree.
I
I just
want to. Don't get. I'm not slamming Punk. I love CM Punk. He's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. I did put him on my top 10 list, didn't I? I did. I did. Yes, I did. Okay, thank God. Otherwise, I'm lying again. But nonetheless, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. He's the reason I watched AEW in the first place, the very first time ever, was because I heard CM Punk was coming back. Um, I am pumped for this, but that being said, I'm concerned because he has not looked great in his matches since he's been back.
I can't argue with that. But he's only had one match, and that was the Royal Rumble, and his AEW matches.
I'm talking about his AEW matches too. They weren't great either.
We'll see. The rehab seems to have gone well, and he looks like
He
he's
looks
in
to be in
really
the
good
best shape of
shape.
in a long fucking time.
So we'll see. We'll see.
He looks like even
We
in better shape than he did back when he was the champion.
maybe. We get a video package highlighting this video package highlighting Tiffany Stratton's career. Yeah, this was a fantastic video package. Showing the highlights
If
of
we're still watching VHS tapes, that's the part that wouldn't work anymore for you.
Don't think I'm too. I get the. I know.
I
I
know
know
you
the
got the
reference.
reference. I know you
I
did.
know the reference. I know the reference. Santana. Santos Escobar with Elektra Lopez confronts LA Knight backstage where he said, "You didn't pin me in the Money in the Bank qualifier," but Knight said, "If you want to prove something to me, do it next week." And that his mom knew LA Knight's number. Have your mom call me,
That was good.
Santos. She knows my
That
number.
was good. That was good.
The penultimate match before the main event. This is. I just tried to throw that in. Was that correct? Did I use that right? Mi
Penultimate.
Chin.
No, the
Penultimate.
penultimate is the match before the final match. The penultimate show is the show before the last show before the show. Remember, we went through this. The penultimate Raw is the no, it's the two shows before.
It's the show before the go home show.
Yeah, so it's 2 weeks. So this is not the penultimate match.
I'm confident enough to say that I used that correctly.
No, I don't think you did.
I think I did. Anyway,
Your
Mi
confidence is
Chin,
fucking weird, man.
confident guy. Mi Chin takes on Tiffany Stratton. Mia Chin is going to pick up the win here with a roll up.
I love how you Mia Yam Chen.
It's hard, man. It's so hard. I've called her
It's
Mia Yim
not.
for
It's
so long.
Mishin.
Mia Yim, man. Anyway, Bailey attacked Nia Jax after the match and destroyed the women's Money in the Bank briefcase. During the match. That was a distraction enough for on Stratton. She got caught with a roll up by Mi Chin. The Money in the Bank briefcase is destroyed. So hopefully we're gonna get a pink one soon. Mi Chin versus
That's how they're gonna
Tiffany
make it
Stratton.
happen. Here, okay, only takeaway from the match is Bailey. This match was okay, it was all about story. It wasn't that great of a match. Bailey, that look on her face when she's like, "Oh shit, did I break her?" That's like, when your wife does something wrong and you get mad at her and she's just like, "Well, I'm so," and you're just like, "Oh God, how can I be mad at you?" That was Bailey right there. I love Bailey.
Up next, we have the Bloodline. It shows them backstage cutting a promo where Solo says that tonight's main event of Cody versus A Town Down Under better be a 2-on-1 because whoever is Rhodes'
Oh,
partner.
you did use penultimate, right? Maybe.
I know I did. Because Cody's partner would suffer the
Yeah, you
wrath
did.
of the
You did.
Bloodline if he
I
cheated.
heard penultimate and I thought that meant fun. You thought. Anyway, continue.
Basically, Solo saying whoever sides with Cody is the enemy to the Bloodline. And who will be Cody's partner? Kevin Owens backstage shows up, taping up his wrists, revealing he would be his tag team partner against A Town Down Under. We were watching it and we kind of said, "Ooh, who's it gonna be?" And I'm like, it's got to be Kevin, right? It's got to be KO. And it was Kevin Owens. The main event of the evening: Kevin Owens and the WWE Undisputed Champion Cody Rhodes taking on A Town Down Under. They're going to get the win over A Town Down Under. That is Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. But There is, of course, the post-match beat down. Cody and Kevin get the upper hand for a second, but Jacob Fatu takes them both out. 452 hits some hip attacks, driving headbutt, and slams Kevin Owens to the ring post with his head wrapped in a chair that was Tonga. The Bloodline again stand tall to end the broadcast. As for the match, RK, what did you think? And then the post-match shenanigans.
It's a good match. Theory might be the best seller in wrestling, period. He makes everybody's stuff
Dude,
looks fucking amazing.
what do you always like to say?
Everybody's.
He took notes from Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, 100%. That
Whew.
one match for Hogan where he took the big boot, fell down, got back up, stumbled
He
around, and fell down again.
Sean was being a
That's
smart
Theory.
ass. He was being
I
a
know.
smart ass that match though.
I know he didn't. Sean was great for that because he had such an attitude to him, and that's why I love. That's why he's my number one wrestler of all time. Nonetheless, Theory definitely when he was in NXT took lessons from Sean on how selling is a huge part of wrestling. It is. He makes other guys' stuff look 10 times better than other people do. Waller, I'm gonna keep saying it. The dude's destined for great things. I think he has it. He will be a fantastic heel moving forward in the rest of his career. He has that attitude, that je ne sais quoi that would catapult him to the forefront of the heel uh, line, like top five heels in wrestling. Not all time. That's yet to be seen, but over
Yeah,
the next 10 years, I would say
it's
top five
possible.
heels. He definitely has the possibility to do it. Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens always does the classics. Can't go wrong with that. Cody Rhodes is Cody Rhodes. And this was a good main event. I mean, 12 minutes. It had its moments back and forth. It looked good. Everybody looked good. They had the drama between Waller and Theory. They almost getting the hits with the knees. They're keeping that going at the same time. Everything's just a big story that they tell perfectly every time because that's what the WWE does, is
Mhm.
gives us the perfect story. If they were to make a movie about it, it'd be called The Perfect Story, starring George Clooney. Um, it's Perfect
Clooney?
Storm. George Clooney was the captain of the boat. Um, okay, maybe a little, maybe you're a little too young. Okay, cool.
Never seen it.
Great movie. Mark Wahlberg.
Good
Quite a
cast.
few other guys.
Good
Great
cast.
movie.
Okay.
Actually, watch it.
Okay.
Nonetheless, yeah, awesome match. And then the bloodline shit. It's just all of Cody's friends are getting wrecked. You can't be friends with
Two
Cody right now.
2 weeks in a row now that the bloodline has stood tall over somebody that Cody is affiliated with. Um, what does that mean? Do you think? Is it just to showcase that Cody has nobody that can withstand the bloodline, or is this just helping and showcase that the bloodline is legit? That this bloodline group, this faction of the bloodline is legit?
It is legit. Um, Honestly, I'd say you have Solo beat Cody at SummerSlam, man.
That's a hot take. That's a hot take, dog.
You do it. They
Oh,
win the tag titles. They win the championship. Cody Rhodes has to call in some reinforcements. Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso shows up. They get Jay back.
next week we will have our SummerSlam
Cody,
prediction.
Cody and Roman team up to take down Solo and his boys.
Nah, I don't like that. I don't like that at
Why
all.
not?
I don't
Why
like that
not?
at all.
Why?
I don't like that. I don't like Cody and Roman teaming.
Your enemy is my enemy, so we have to be friends for right now.
I
They're
don't
not
like it,
friends.
man.
They're just joining to take down their enemy.
I don't like. That's a
And
lot
then
to
Cody wins
digest.
back his title, and that's when Roman goes, "This is over. I'm coming back
No,
for that."
that just doesn't make sense
Why
to
not?
in my head.
How does that not make sense?
If you're gonna put the title on
You
Solo,
legitimize Solo.
I'm
Cody,
okay. Hear me out. I'm okay if you want to go that route and Solo is the champion. Okay. I don't think he will, but okay. Cody shouldn't win the title back off Solo then. Roman's going to beat Solo for the title. Roman's going to take that title to WrestleMania and defend it against The Rock. Cody is, oof, who knows? Who knows? That's the way I look at it. If you put the title on Solo, the only one that's going to take it off of him is Roman Reigns. For the story. Okay, Cody takes it off of him.
I think having the story of Cody and Roman teaming up is gonna get Roman 100% into that babyface realm. He's already coming back
Oh,
as a babyface as
stop.
it is.
He doesn't need Cody Rhodes to be the babyface
No,
that he's going to be when he
but
comes back.
100%.
Come on.
He comes back, he teams with Cody. How does
No.
that not make you any more face than
He
possible?
don't need Cody Rhodes when he comes back. That pop is going to be ridiculous at
It
SummerSlam.
is. But how much bigger of a pop would it be when he sides with Cody, the guy that he just went to war with for 2.5, 3 years?
Mm. I will agree with your booking. Hear me out. If Cody turns heel because of it.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Because now that you say it, I'm like, okay, Cody and Roman team together, and Cody's the one that stabs Roman in the back. And the fans are
100%.
like, I
There you
don't
go.
like that, Cody. And then we dye the hair black. No, we keep it blonde, and we come out to the Homelander entrance. Boom. Boom.
You guys fucking need me.
Yeah. I'm the real hero. You aren't the heroes I am.
We're dreaming thinking Cody's ever going to heel, man.
Yeah, I know. Just like I think you're
He
dreaming that he's
sells.
gonna lose
He,
at SummerSlam. He's not losing at SummerSlam.
no, I'm not. I said I
I know what you're
want
saying.
that to happen.
I know what you're saying. I get it.
I know the
I get it.
WWE doesn't have the balls to pull that off. They're not that crazy.
No. Not a chance. But it would blow my fucking mind if at
Like there's
SummerSlam.
there's a way larger portion of the population that wants Cody to hold on to this title until he faces The Rock or Roman at WrestleMania.
Oh
There's a
my
small
god.
portion of the audience. There's a small portion of the audience that goes, "Fuck, we want heel Cody. I want heel. I want Cody to just go scorched earth and just tear everything down."
Oh my god. My light just died. Sorry, I took my headphones off because I just had a moment of oh my god. What if Solo does win at SummerSlam? And he's standing tall, and that's the pop we get from Roman coming back. And Cody losing turns him down the dark side.
Again, it's not going to happen. They're not going to turn Cody heel. As much as we want it to happen, as much as I want Cody to tear through every bit of that locker room and destroy everybody in his path, it's not going to happen. He is the Stone Cold. He is the Rock. He is the Undertaker right now. He is your face of the company.
Yeah, I agree. It's I'm just daydreaming at this point. Um,
Only way you have him turn heel is if you have somebody else that can 100% fit that babyface role. Roman is coming back as a babyface, but there is still the fact of the long history of him being the biggest heel in the company for 5-6 years. Um, you just you just don't you can't go full babyface from that. You just can't.
no, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, you can be a babyface, but everyone's still gonna be like, this guy was the biggest dick for 5 years, though.
True. Um, we'll see.
See, it's way easier. See, it's way easier to believe that somebody can go from being a really good person to an evil person than it is the other way around. You can never be forgiven for your mistakes. You're only crucified for your mistakes forever. No matter how much good you do, you'll always be remembered for that one bad thing you do.
Okay, preacher RK, you're not wrong though. You're not wrong. It's just like
I'm
going
still the
to
same
a
old asshole, man. Still the same old asshole.
if Zach's listening, he's gonna freaking cream his pants. Let's talk about Monday Night Raw from July 22nd, 2024. We get the announcement that here in the United States that Monday Night Raw will be on the US or no longer be on the USA network. It will be aired on Sci-Fi for the next 2 weeks. That
Sci-fi.
is due to the Olympics taking place in Paris, France. We open up
Hey,
Raw.
wild day for the metal community. Gojira played at the opening ceremonies.
Oh yeah, I was actually picking up my dinner at the local bar here, and the Olympic like the intros and all that stuff was going on, and Cambodia had three athletes, uh, and they're like on rafts and shit in like the river, and there's just like these three dudes just going fucking ham, and I'm like, those guys deserve a medal. They deserve a medal. I don't give a
Also,
shit.
weird side note: Snoop Dogg was like one of the last 20 people to touch the torch.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck's going on? Shout out to Snoop Dogg, I guess. Like, all right. Stoops,
But yeah, Gojira
GOWG.
metal, heavy metal band, and they were playing the opening ceremonies. They're a band from France, a heavy metal band from France, but they're awesome. They're one of my favorite bands.
Right. Monday Night Raw, we see the opening of the show, the Judgment Day arriving, and they're all laughing and having a good time, and everybody seems to be on the same page. We'll see how that transpires throughout the night. Gunther kicks off the in-ring portion of the show. Seems like he's gonna walk back a little bit of what he said the week prior. Crowd really wouldn't let him talk, so he says, "You know what? I meant every word I said." And he spoke more about Priest and the crowd there being wannabes and street trash. Damien comes out, looks like he's gonna say something, and just punches him straight in the jaw. We get a massive brawl. We go to commercial. Come back from commercial. The brawl is still going on. The officials have to break it up and remove Damian Priest and Gunther from the building for the night. Hot open. Gunther, Damian Priest trying to get that fire built up for SummerSlam. RK, what'd you think?
Gunther is this. This is perfect. There's not a better guy being a heel right now than Gunther. And he's also doing double duty by turning Priest into a full time babyface by being this
Yeah.
big of a heel. Yeah, he comes out. He says, "You know what? Every single person here is a bum. Why am I out here first? Why isn't it Priest? It's because Priest isn't up to this level that I'm at. There's a saying in German: Show me your friends, and I'll show you who you are." Man, Gunther's killing it.
Mhm.
This guy deserves being top of the game, top of the WWE.
I think he
If
may
it's
be,
not at SummerSlam, eventually he has to
without
be.
a doubt, world champion at some point, if not SummerSlam. We'll see if it's SummerSlam. I have my hopes that maybe Damian retains. We get Finn Balor, Damian Priest. You do as well. That'd be sick. But I think we might be getting Gunther as the champion. We will see though. The first
I would
match of
be
the night.
fine with that. Honestly, I heard a rumor. Don't know if it's true. This shit comes out, but Netflix has stated that they're pretty much demanding that Roman Reigns is on Raw for when Netflix takes over Raw. I would understand why if that is true. I don't know if it is. It's just something I read. And that it's a good chance that he'll be world champion when that happens.
Ooh.
Roman Reigns,
Ooh.
babyface, Gunther heel. Gunther's holding a title.
Ooh.
Roman Reigns wins it off Gunther.
Ooh. Okay. We'll see.
If that
Uh,
rumor is true, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not on the inside of this contract. It wasn't on my headlines of news because that was real. Those were quotes I
which,
got from the guys. I called Tony. He told me,
yeah.
buddy, you're sitting. I'm gonna pay you a lot of money, but you ain't gonna fucking do shit. He told me that, but I don't know if this is
Tech,
true or not.
technically speaking, it could be
It makes
true.
sense. If a company's paying you $10 billion for 5 years with an option for another $10 billion over another 5 years, if you make some demands for certain guys on the roster to be on your show, you might win those demands.
It technically could be true because we've talked about the fact that the Netflix deal, Raw is on Netflix in the States, but Netflix is a worldwide company. So technically, worldwide, if Roman's still on SmackDown, he's on Netflix.
Yep.
Not just not in the States. That's it.
Yeah.
We'll see. First match of the night, WWE Intercontinental Title number one contender match. Braun Breaker versus Ilya Dragunov, and these two are fantastic in the ring together. RK, what'd you think of this match that saw Braun Breaker picking up the win?
These two are the future of the company. Sami Zayn actually said that today or yesterday. He's like, these two guys are they're going to carry this company for the next 10, 15, 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Um, these guys are that good. This match, probably match of the week, honestly. Um, so good. So good. These both are so good. There was talks that the match was ended early because Ilya was injured during the match. Not true. WWE said that Ilya is perfectly fine. The ending happened the way it was supposed to.
Mhm.
Um,
Which was Braun hitting a spear onto a jumping Dragunov.
yeah.
Which Dragunov was jumping on the ringside floor. Braun hit a spear, and they made it seem like Dragunov drilled his head on the ring, and that's what caused it. Was a doctor stoppage win for Braun Breaker.
Well, you know how I knew it wasn't a real injury is because they just had the medics looking at him. If it was AEW, they would have had the doctor looking at him if it was a fake injury. I don't
Right.
know.
If it was
Nonetheless,
a real
nonetheless,
injury, what you're saying is WWE would have threw up the X and been like, "Hey, come get
yeah.
him."
Nonetheless, it was storyline. It was. This is why, again, kayfabe. Everybody's always behind the scenes, like, "Oh my god, was he hurt? Was watch the show and enjoy the shit you're watching." Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
They're telling a wicked story here that Braun is this maniac and Ilya Dragunov is a superhero that has overcome all odds to beat this man. It is cinematic, masterpiece, best match, 7 stars, match of the year candidate. Let's go. Anyways, little wild there, but great match. Probably match of the week, honestly. I enjoyed every second of this match. And after this match, I'm like, fuck, Raw's off to a hot start. They had a wicked Gunther, Damian Priest, and they had this match, and then meh.
7 stars.
This match was good, man.
Up next, backstage, Rhea Ripley is with the
I
Judgment
always say
Day.
7 stars because stars don't even matter.
You're right, they don't. Rhea Ripley's backstage trying to make the Judgment Day focus up on their tasks, where Dominic is a little worried about Jey Uso, and he's like, he's got your number. And Rhea's like, don't worry about that. And he's like, I gotta handle it. And Rhea's like, stop, don't. Finn stirs the pot. He's like, you gotta handle business. Gotta handle business with Jey Uso. We'll see where that leads later in the night. Before I carry on, anything fun that you want to talk about with that one?
Am I supposed to?
I'm just asking if you had any comments, man. We've been doing this for 15 episodes.
Finn, Finn, Finn Balor, man. I swear to God, he's still behind everything, man. He does little things all the time, just stir the
Yeah.
pot, poke these guys, send them in the right direction.
Mhm.
This we're gonna get into these matches how horrible they were, but the storytelling in this show was top notch. Everything mattered. Rhea Ripley's back, she's running shit. Carlito's hilarious as always. Finn Balor's just doing Finn Balor stuff. Dom's just this little lost puppy. It's good. JD's just got his giant head fucking drooping in the background. Like it's great.
So let's talk
And
about the
that's not
matches.
a shot at JD because I honestly think JD is an amazing fucking wrestler.
Yeah, they take shots of it on the commentary team. The next match, we'll talk about the matches. Sonya Deville defeats Lyra Valkyria. Anything with this match?
I'm starting to think we're never going to get rid of Vince Russo.
Why, bro?
I told you last week. We've only been doing this for 15 episodes, man. Vince Russo said that if Lyra Valkyria gets over, you'll never hear from him ever again. I'm starting to think we're gonna forever hear from Vince Russo. Lyra, man.
The crowd was wooing with her entrance, though.
They were, but when she gets in the ring, it's not there. I don't know what it is.
It
Mind you,
depends on who's in there.
Sonya hasn't been around a lot lately. I mean, she's been injured a lot over the last 5 years, 4 years, 3 years, whatever. But I don't know, man. I'm worried for Lyra right now.
Yeah, I agree. Up next, we get a Wyatt 6 video. It is focused on Nikki Cross. RK, what do you got from this one? There really wasn't much to be said, right? There was
I kind of wanted more from it, but at the same time, thinking back on it, it's like, oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Right. There wasn't much to say per se. It was just
everybody knows Nikki's story. Everybody knows it.
Right. So yeah, I think they did good with this one.
What was it? Basically, all that was really said is she was cast out and forgotten or something.
Right.
And
so where were we
she
at?
kind of was. She was the superhero, nearly a superhero, and then completely forgotten.
Well, I'll re-ask the question that I'm going to ask once we get through the Wyatt 6 videos, once they all come out, most likely. But so
Speaking of
far,
questions, I'm going to interrupt you. Speaking of questions, you said earlier while we were watching tonight's episode, you had a question you wanted to ask me, and it was going to be on the podcast. Just a reminder that you were going to ask me a question. Okay, don't
I
think about
forgot.
it. It'll pop into your head now that I've
It will.
planted
It
that
will.
seed.
It will. It will. It will. What I was gonna say about this was though, so far we've had the Nikki Cross video, the two Bo Dallas ones, and the Rowan one. Which one so far has been your like? I want to say bet. They've all been great, but which one stands alone at the top? I wanted to know what you thought.
Oh man, that's tough. The Eric Rowan one hurt. Like I was
Yeah.
legit sad for the
First
dude
Bo one
because
too. First Bo one too.
the first Bo one was, but like we saw his story and his pain in the documentary for Bray Wyatt. Eric Rowan wasn't in that documentary. No, he wasn't. I don't think. Not really. This was the
You
first
saw
time I think,
him at the funeral, I think.
yes, at the funeral. That's about it. But this was the first time that I think he's actually spoken about how he's felt about everything. And just the fact that he even touched on Brody Lee, because when he first said I lost a brother, we're all thinking, oh, Bray Wyatt. Then he goes on. Then 2 years later, I lost it, and you're just like, oh shit, Brody Lee, Luke Harper. We're just like, wow, okay, that here, and like the emotion, the actual tear, like crying, like
Mm-hmm.
the shit's good.
Mm-hmm.
And this just goes back to like, hey, guess what? It ain't a supernatural group. It's just a group of broken fucking people. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what's gonna make it so good.
We'll
I
dive into it
liked
a
I
little
liked
more.
what Nikki Cross at first was like, I wanted more, but then I thought about it. I'm like, no, that was perfect. That's
Mm-hmm.
Nikki Cross. She was forgotten. She was cast out and forgotten. That's her story.
We'll
Eric Rowan's story is perfect. He lost two
yes.
brothers. Uh, Bo Dallas doesn't even need an explanation. He lost his brother.
Yeah.
Um, it's I can't wait to. I want the one that I want the most, and I want to see what they do with him because he was up on he was on TV up until just before this all started getting put together. Joe Gacy. I want to know why he's in this group. I want to know what,
Mhm.
like, we already know he has a broken character and everything, and he's a little crazy, but I want to know why he fits into this perfectly because so far they're knocking it out of the park and they're going to have a great backstory to why Joe's in there. I want to know what it is. I feel like that's Joe's my I love everything about this, but Joe is the one that I'm 100% invested in to see how his character develops through this because I love Joe Gacy. I think what he was doing uh just before was amazing, and I want to see more of it. I want to see why he's in this group and what he brings to the group and everything. It's so intriguing. You just want more every week.
We'll get more into the White Six later in this episode of Raw, but first, CM Punk is out to the ring to announce that he has been cleared. He's officially cleared, and he wants to fight Drew McIntyre right there, right now. Starts to tape up his wrist. Drew comes out to bait him, but he won't fight him. Of course, there's a war of words back and forth a little bit from Drew to Punk because Punk put the mic down and was ready to go. Adam Pearce comes out with officials and reveals that the match is official. It is taking place at SummerSlam. CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre, but he needed a referee for this match. Cue Seth Rollins music. It has been revealed that Seth Rollins will be the special guest referee for the CM Punk Drew McIntyre match. What you think?
I'm here. This is the best storyline going in wrestling right now. Period. It's hands down, no debate. Um,
Do you like the fact that Seth is the referee?
I'm confused by it.
A little bit.
It
I am,
almost
but I'm
feels
not. It
like
fits, but
this.
it doesn't. You know.
I get it because he has a feud with both of them. He hates both of them. He's not going to be partial to one side or the other. He is
True.
going to be a fair referee, I think. Um,
Fair-ish.
yes, it is interesting. Even Drew McIntyre says, "I don't even know what that means." Later in the show, when they said Seth will meet next week and Seth will give his special instructions to the match, and Drew's like, "I don't even know what that means. I don't know what that means." Like, everybody knows what the match rules are. So I want to see where that goes. That could be interesting. Um, you're almost guaranteed every time. You're almost guaranteed every time it's a special referee match that the referee's going to get involved one way or the other. Um, it's almost a guarantee. I don't think I've ever seen too many special referee matches where they're just there as the ref, right? Like, so it's interesting. Oh, just it still feels like fuck. We have nothing for Seth at SummerSlam. What do we do?
Yeah, I think they just threw him in on this one, but it like does fit a little bit of the storyline.
It fits, but it just seems a little off.
We'll see what
I feel
happens.
like it doesn't add a lot to the match unless we find out with the special instructions that it does add something to the match.
Maybe. Backstage, Judgment Day is splitting up to find Jay Uso. Dom and Finn go separate ways, where Dom is approached by Liv Morgan just moments after walking away from Finn. Dom, of course, attempts to ignore her, but she persisted like the ghoul of the week behind Scooby and Shaggy. I'm reading what Fightful is reporting. Finn Balor
Well, you
caught
gotta
them.
start taking your own notes, man.
I know. Finn Balor caught him together. Morgan scurries off. Finn kind of goes that way behind Liv too. Just a little tidbit. Just a little bit. Look like
I
he
still say Finn's behind everything, man. Oh,
Finn
that
and
is a
Liv.
big ass spider. Ooh. I'm not even joking. That thing is fucking huge. I just felt fucking jumped out of my chair. Ooh. Continue.
Sami Zayn backstage is speaking to Kath Kelly about his Intercontinental Championship match coming up against Braun Breaker, where the interview is cut short because he hears a commotion and he runs to stop Judgment Day from attacking Jey Uso. The Final Testament have a match. This is Karrion Kross, Akam, and Razor taking on the team of Xavier Woods, Otis, and Akira Tozawa. Final Testament picks up the win. Only thing I know really from this match, man, is Otis got a pretty big pop in front of his home crowd. Anything to
Yeah,
add?
Otis is. I even said it your match. Like, Otis is over as fuck, man.
Hometown crowd, Green Bay. It was his home crowd, to be fair. But
Yeah,
he
but
is
he is
over.
pretty
He
much
is over.
over everywhere he goes. Everybody's
For
been
sure.
wanting him to fucking just lose it on anybody forever.
Yes.
Um, man, fuck, just let Karrion Kross go full psycho. Just let him do it.
We'll see.
There's two
And they might be.
characters. There's two characters that would benefit massively from just allowing them to go completely unhinged.
Yep.
Lexus
Karen.
Kane, Karen Cross. Those two
Yeah.
guys, if you just let them loose and just go full crazy, you're gonna get some crazy good stuff out of them, I think.
Mhm. After the match, Chad Gable, accompanied by the Creed brothers, confront Alpha Academy's Otis and Tozawa, as well as Maxine Dupree. Gable gives them a chance to rejoin. They decline. They beat down Alpha Academy when the piano starts and the Wyatt Six arrive. Creed brothers are distracted while trying to face the, everyone minus Uncle Howdy. No Uncle Howdy nowhere to be seen, but he peers behind Chad Gable and hits him with the Sister Abigail. There was something about him hitting the Sister Abigail that gave me goosebumps.
We haven't seen it since the Mountain Dew match,
The Pitch Black match, yep, Mountain Dew Pitch
the Pitch
Black.
Black match. We haven't
Mhm.
seen the Sister Abigail since then, and yeah, it was emotional.
Mhm.
It was a moment. Man, it's good. Uncle Howdy coming in. Fucking Bullock's in good shape.
So
Um,
can we talk about the fact that like the mask seems the gear in the mask has gotten smaller for Uncle Howdy. Did you notice that? It's
yes,
not. There's a lot more of Bo's face than
100%.
previous
All the
than
masks
previous,
change drastically, though.
which is good, and I think that's going to benefit them when it comes time to actually.
I think in the case of like Nikki Cross, she might wrestle in her mask because it's a tight fitting mask.
I think they have the
Um,
makeup going on though, because from the video, her video, there was a lot of because she didn't have the mask on in
yeah,
the
true.
vignette, so they had that
I'm
look.
just trying to say that I think that Bo Dallas's mask is designed the way it is so he can wrestle in it because they need him to be able to be out there as Bo or
Mhm.
out there as Uncle Howdy.
Yeah, there's
There's
no
no
way
way
the other
Joe
guys,
Gacy
right? Yeah,
wears that mask to wrestle. Rowan, no way he wears that mask to wrestle, and even Dexter, there's no way he
right,
wears that mask to wrestle. But I
right,
think with Uncle Howdy, Bo Dallas, they needed to be functional so he could play both characters to
right.
wrestle as both characters, whereas the other four, they're themselves when they wrestle.
Mhm. We'll see, man. The story is very, very
Nonetheless,
intriguing.
the mask looks 1,000 times better than what they had the first iteration of it.
Yeah.
The Bray Wyatt's buddy there that did all his
Mhm.
masks
Jason
and everything.
Baker? Jason Baker?
That
Does that sound right?
sound right.
He was the one that created the mask that Cody wore on night 2 of WrestleMania as well.
Yeah.
Cody mentioned that on an interview. Thought that was pretty cool.
So yeah, he did a wicked job
Dude's
with the
talented.
new masks.
So
Amazing job.
talented.
Yeah.
What do we got next here? Pete Dunne versus Bronson Reed is about to start, but it doesn't because Sheamus levels Pete Dunne as revenge for last week. I got nothing else to add for that. Rhea Ripley is confronting the Judgment Day in the clubhouse. Finn Balor says he's had enough of the disrespect and announces that he and JD McDonough will face Sammy and Jey Uso in the main event. Someone lets it slip that Liv was around, so Ripley grabs Mysterio. Sorry, they're notes. You're right. I gotta take my own notes. It lets slip that Liv and Dom had a confrontation and were together. She grabs Dom by the arm and drags him to the ring right then and there. Sheamus cuts a promo on Bronson Reed and Pete Dunne. But let's get to the juiciness. Rhea Ripley angrily has drugged Dom to the ring, calls out Morgan. Liv answers the call from the crowd, and she's trying to basically coax Dom into saying that she loves him. And Dom, she says, I want you to just say those 3 words, Dom. Dom grabs the mic and he says, You want the 3 words? You want the 3 words? I hate you, Liv. And he goes on I don't know, just a tie, just calls her stupid. You've ruined my life over and over. He is just laying into Liv. And this whole time, Liv is just, you can see her heart basically breaking. Uh, Great, by the way. What do you like to say? Lola Vice, take notes. Because Liv did a really fantastic job here, being sad and upset.
I don't
I
know why all the hate for Liv online though. Everybody's like, "Oh, it's so cringe." Oh, it's so she does. I'm like, I thought she killed
I
it,
thought she
man.
did good. She
Have you
looked
ever?
fan- she
These
looked
are
fantastic. No,
these are. Oh,
no. Let
back
me
up.
finish.
No,
No.
I'm about to just bury AEW marks, and I
Okay, I'll
don't
let
care.
that go. Yeah. Good. You're right.
Everybody bitching about how it's so cringe and she was so bad at it. You've never even had a girl to break her heart to know what that looks like. So,
I was gonna say Liv
because
looked
been there, done that, and yeah, that's how girls fucking cry.
Whew, she looked fantastic in them Daisy Dukes, though. Boy, oh boy,
Oh yeah, of
she
course you
looked
go there.
great.
This
I love
freaking
Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan
single
Stan.
horn dog of a man over here.
You think I'm single?
Dude, you sit here with me every night.
You're right. You're right. I actually was gonna run off at the bar earlier, but I was like, I have a podcast to record. Um,
I
uh,
appreciate it. Please don't stop. This is all I got.
says the married man. You have a anyway.
Dude, you'd be with
What
a woman for 20 years and see how much you like
yeah,
me.
fair
I'm
enough. Fair
kidding.
enough.
I love my wife. She is my ebony goddess.
So Liv runs away, and this is delightful for Rhea. She grabs Dom by the face and licks his cheek, which was fantastic as well. And gives him a nice little peck, and they leave. Any other notes from this segment here? It was great.
This is a setup. Dom is still turning on Rhea, man.
Oh, I can't wait
This
for
is
SummerSlam,
this is
man.
a setup. This is a
Woo!
setup.
He's gonna get torn and just he's gonna side with Liv, and it's gonna be like, oh shit. You think Rhea Ripley's gonna get heartbroken over Dom Mysterio though?
No, she's got Jay, man. Fuck,
Like,
let's talk about Rikishi for a minute, because now I'm on your board if this guy is fucking out of his mind. He's
yeah,
bitching about this storyline. He's going, what are you trying to do? We all know Rhea's got a husband, Jay's got a wife. What are they trying to break up his marriage? What do they do? dude, it's a fucking soap opera. Get over it.
Yeah,
They're
Keish.
actors acting.
Hey,
They're actors acting a role.
Keish
Rikishi's
needs
lost his mind.
Keish needs to calm down a little bit. All right, come on, Keish. You know how this works, dude. Stop acting like you don't. Up next, Zelina Vega comes out nursing an arm injury. Said that nobody would keep her out of the ring in an interview before the match with Kathy Kelly. She has her match with Zoe Stark. She's going to pick up the win. Zelina Vega beats Zoe Stark. Any notes from this one?
Man, they're giving the studs a lot of airtime right now.
Oh,
So
wow, you just said that.
what?
You're right, though. They are. They are. Yeah. But she lost. She lost. Zoe lost. I didn't like that.
I know. I'm not
I
really sure what's going on here.
love Zelina.
I want to see where they go with this because I actually think Sonya Deville is amazing. I really do like Zoe Stark, Shayna Baszler's whatever, but
Mhm.
I'm kind of interested to see where they go with this. If they make them a dominant female faction, or if this is just the norm. I hope they make them a dominant. They could be a very dominant female faction.
What do we got up next? Xavier Woods gets match against Karrion Cross granted for next week. Drew McIntyre approaches him to complain about Rollins being appointed as the guest referee uh, against Punk. Pierce, who is ready for a drink, tells Drew that they will all be in the ring next week as Rollins will give him his official instructions. And Drew basically says, "What the hell does that even mean?" As you alluded to earlier. Alba Fire and Isla Dawn will appear on a Friday Night SmackDown to address Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. They were then confronted by Baszler, DeVille, and Zoe Stark, saying that they were the next big group. We get the Gunther vignette to play, just hyping up him. And we get to
So
the,
good.
yeah,
Everything with Gunther you can't miss right now.
what do we get? The main event. Sami Zayn and Jey Uso make a fantastic entrance from the concourse to the ring, per usual, with some foam fingers. They're going to take on the Judgment Day, Finn Balor and JD McDonough, in a pretty good match, which we'll see Sami Zayn and Jey Uso picking up the win. Before we get to the post match, what did you think of the match itself?
So going into this match, I was pretty worn out.
Agreed.
Um, the matches hadn't hit since the very first match. All the matches have been not good. Um, so I wasn't really into this. At this point, I was kind of like just over the show. I was like, fuck, they got all their stories in line. That they're killing it there. I really don't care about this match. About 5 minutes in, maybe halfway, 7 minutes in, I think it was like a 17-minute match. I was like, holy fuck, these guys are putting on a banner.
Yeah.
And I really tuned in for like the last half of the match. I was like, holy fuck, they went. And like the final minute and a half of this match was just utter
Mm-hmm.
craziness. And I was just like, holy shit, these guys just put on a hell of a match. So it goes to show, and it's nothing. I mean, you're not going to have a banner show every week. It's you're going to have some downtime, and obviously they're just kind of floating their way into SummerSlam here. They're just getting their stories in line.
Right.
But if you just had some higher quality matches ahead of that, I felt like that last match would have felt more bigger than it was. It was a great match, but I was not into it to start. But by the middle of it to the end of it, I was like, "Fuck, that was a good match."
To end Monday Night Raw, though, Braun Breaker stands tall after he spears Sami Zayn. Braun Breaker ends Raw standing tall. What'd you think of that?
He's got to win the title
Yeah, for
at
sure.
SummerSlam. He's gotta.
For sure. All right. Coming up next, we have NXT and Dynamite to get to. But first, before that, we're going to take a quick little break. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back from that 5-second little BRB. NXT and AEW Dynamite are brought to you by Pro Wrestling Crate. Pro Wrestling Crate, you can get a subscription online now with Pro Wrestling Crate. Google up ProWrestlingCrate.com. There are many, many options for you to get a Pro Wrestling Crate. Mine just came in the mail. It is delivered every 2 months. It is a bi-monthly service, and it is fantastic. And they come with a bunch of goodies. I've not unboxed this yet because RK has not got his yet. When he does, we'll be recording a video and we unbox it at the same time to get our reactions to what's in the box. What's in the box, RK? We will find out when Chores arrives. We are not sponsored by Pro Wrestling Gate. I just made that up.
Do you guys down in the States just not say R and you just go Kate's all the time?
Yeah, I totally fucked up Kate there. I said
Oh.
Kate. I was like, whoa. I rolled with it. All right, I rolled with it. But I
Anyways,
totally
nonetheless, yeah, we are not sponsored by any of these people.
we
I'm
have no
about to
sponsors.
crack open a Blue Raz Bane. Um, yeah, we're not big enough to be sponsored by anyone, but maybe one day we'll be sponsored by Blue Chew.
I'm gonna crack open a Mountain Dew Liberty Chill. Only in America. Only in America. Dreaming at a man.
In the
NXT.
States, it'd be Mountain Dew Liberal Tears.
Oh, I'd drink that. Never mind. Um,
I'm laughing so hard I'm shaking. Oh my god!
WWE NXT from July 23rd, 2024. Almost said 2023 because I said 23 and then 2024. As we kind of hinted at, this was a pretty good NXT from top to bottom. We kick things off with Trick Williams showing up in a nice ride where he gets out and he just leaves the door open because he's Trick Williams. Apparently, that's what you can do in Orlando, Florida, is just get out of a nice vehicle and just leave the door open. He enters the building. Cedric Alexander attempts to speak to him, but Trick says he's going to get his NXT title back. Vic Joseph, Booker T welcome the audience to the broadcast, with Trick kicking off the show with a promo where he declares he'll be getting back his NXT title at some point, saying he was not stopping until he got his title match. Cedric interrupts and tries to advise Williams not to get blinded by his passion. Shanti Adonis interrupts and told Alexander Williams was not trying to hear what you're trying to say, Cedric. He's not trying to listen to you. Williams says nothing has worked for Ashanti before looking at him and saying and shouting at him, "Hit Row." Because as you know from WWE Past, if you don't know, Hit Row was a group of AJ Francis, Ashanti Adonis. I think BFAB was also a part of that. Am I
BFAB,
missing
yep.
somebody? Am I missing anybody?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't think you are.
Um, didn't
AJ
work.
Francis was top
Top
dollar.
dollar, top dollar.
Yeah, no,
Um,
that was wild what Trick said. He like Adonis couldn't pick up the ball even if he had a whole group.
Yep, Hit Row, and that's how Hit Row came out every time. Alexander, of course, takes offense to this, taking his kindness for weakness, challenging him to a match tonight. Of course, Trick accepts. Trick attacks Adonis before he and Alexander get into an argument in the ring. Cedric didn't really step up for his boy Adonis, and we'll see throughout
Man,
the
this
night.
Cedric guy, he's in a good up and coming, talent. Good up and coming talent. I think he has a bright future in the business.
A very bright future.
Fucking Wade Barrett.
Before we get to the first match of the night, NXT champion Ethan Page enters the NXT parking lot, and Tyson DuPont and Tyreek Igwe are making fun of him for getting visually pinned by Ora Mensah last week, where Ethan Page says, "He didn't pin me, and it doesn't bother me." And he goes into the performance center.
How can you not see what Ethan Page is doing here? He's so fucking good right now. He's just like it doesn't bother me.
He's
It's
just
just
he's acting, and it's great. To kick off the NXT matches, it is a no disqualification match. Brooks Jensen taking on Josh Briggs. Brooks Jensen is going to pick up the win with a spike DDT onto a chair that was provided to him by Sean Spears, who helped distract Josh Briggs. And then tells him to hit him with a chair, and Brooks Jensen obliges and beats down Josh Briggs and picks up the win. What do you think of the opening contest of NXT?
I wasn't sure what to take away from this, but what I did end up taking away from it, does that make sense? I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure what to take away from this starting this match because I'm like, it could be good, could be bad. Let's see what happens. By the end, I'm like, holy shit. So Josh Briggs, I said it during the match. I'm like, you know what? Josh could be a big time player one day. He has the look, he has the size, he has the skill. I think he could have it. And man, did he! Oh, those kendo shots, man! Oh, those are brutal, and he was instantly welted right up from those. Kudos to him for taking those shots. The DDT onto the stairs. Was it a DDT? No, it was a
Sure.
DDT. Yeah, no, a pile driver onto the
On the
steps.
stairs, yeah. DDT
Yeah,
was on the
a
chair.
pile driver. We're allowed to do pile drivers again in WWE.
In NXT.
Okay,
I don't know.
WWE.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, a pile driver on the stairs. I was like, wait, what? A pile driver? We're allowed to do that again? That's awesome. That's a lot of trust towards
Brooks and Briggs.
Brooks
Briggs.
and
Yeah.
Briggs to do that. I mean, it was blocked, but they were going for it. So I
Uh-huh.
mean, we're getting there. So
Yep. Yeah.
nonetheless, great match. The chair, you saw it out there from the beginning. The one white chair. You knew it was Sean Spears' chair right off the hop. I do like this angle with Spears and Jensen. I think Spears being like a manager mentor type to Jensen here is going to work out well. I like what I'm saying here. I like it a lot.
Up next, the NXT Tag Team Champions Axiom and Nathan Frazier are backstage talking, where they're interrupted by the Rascals, Wesley, Zachary Wentz, and Trey Miguel. Good chat between the five. The Rascals have challenged Axiom and Frazier to a trios match, which is accepted, and they will look to find their partner later in the night. Before we get to the next scene, Axiom reveals to Nathan Frazier he is entering the WWE Speed Tournament. Nathan Frazier is bamboozled by this and is like, dude, you scrutinized me for doing it, but now you're doing it. And I got all that abuse on the internet because of it. Now you're doing it. Just a little funny back and forth with Axiom and Nathan Frazier. At this point, I was excited to see who would be the tag team partner for those two against the Rascals. Anything from
Yeah.
you? Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Lola Vice, Carmen Petrovich, and
I'm
Soul.
sorry. I'm pretty sure I wasn't watching this section because I don't remember this at all.
Fair enough.
I don't have it in my notes. I must have missed it. I must have walked away for a second or something because I was just like listening to you talking about it.
Yeah.
Did that happen?
Do you have this in your notes, though? Lola Vice, Carmen Petrovich, and Sol Ruka are watching footage of the former CML Women's World Champion, Stephanie Vacour, and they're impressed.
No, this is where I came back. And I'm like, holy shit, Soul looks amazing with straight hair.
Straight hair, man. She looked great. Yeah, they're watching Stephanie Vacour tape, and they express interest in the WWE Women's Tag Titles. But Metaphor's Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson interrupt them by saying they got first dibs on that match. The next match of the night, though, Eddie Thorpe, Lexus King. Eddie Thorpe picks up the win. Lexus attacks him after the match. I was not really tuned in for this match, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, you gave up right away. Went to playing your video game or whatever the hell you were doing. I think he was scouting for freshmen out of fucking Auburn or something. Yeah, the match, whatever. The aftermath of the match, the attack by Lexus afterwards. I'm like, oh, and then I'm just like, do it, just make him fucking go unhinged.
Yeah, they just got to full send it. I agree with you. I think we need to go Brian Pillman Jr. full send, go psycho. What's the nickname again? Sorry, the
Unhinged.
Unhinged.
Was it Unhinged? Fuck. Now what? Now
you normally always say it.
That's why I'm always say it.
That's why I'm spacing it. Brian Pillman Jr. You'll find it. While he looks for that, Kelly Kincaid interviews Trick Williams backstage, where he said he would go through everyone to get another shot at regaining the title.
I don't know why. Where did I get to Unhinged? I must have been John Moxley, maybe. I'm thinking. Anyways, nonetheless, the loose cannon.
Loose cannon. There it is. Trick says he's going to go through everyone to regain the NXT title.
How did I ever get on it Unhinged?
I don't know.
Now that's going to bother me.
The Pete Dunne interrupts Trick Williams and says, "Just figure it out." Ora Mensah takes on Ashante.
Okay, I'm not. Well, back the fuck up. I'm not really sure what they're trying to do with Pete Dunne. Is he feuding with Trick? Is he feuding with
everybody though?
Sheamus?
The whole just figure it out thing.
Is he just pissed off because Tyler Bates out for the rest of the year? Like,
I don't know.
I'm not confused.
He's also
I'm really confused.
He also produces a lot of the speed matches. I don't know if you knew
he
that.
Does. Yeah.
He helps produce. So good for Pete Dunne. Ora Mensah takes on Ashanti Adonis. Oro will pick up the win over Ashanti here. This is a match from the prior week because
who else does a lot of producing? Sean Spears for NXT.
Yes, he does. Sean Spears back in NXT producing. Ormenta beating Ashanti the Adonis. What do you think?
This match was better than I thought. It was a short match.
Mhm.
I think that they really found their pace at the end of it, and if they had another 5 minutes, they could have put on an absolute banner match. It was good. Aura is a lot better than I expected. I haven't really seen him in a lot of matches, and Ashanti, well, we haven't really seen him. I've I just know him from the games.
He's
I
athletic.
didn't know him. Yeah, it was a good match. They were really picking it up near the end. I kind of wish they had another 5 minutes to go.
Mhm. No Quarter Catch Crew is backstage talking to the families. Tony D'Angelo, Rizzo, Crucifino, and Channing Stacks, Lorenzen, regarding a mysterious "I know what you did" letter, which was revealed to be Ren Sinclair. Still trying to be a part of No Quarter Catch Crew, Sinclair tells Dempsey that if it was his best interest, he would help her win her match, or she would, maybe say some things. We
You know
get this
what?
match.
Sometimes the writers just and the wrestler, it just clicks. You wouldn't really expect it for like Ren Sinclair before this has started for the last couple of weeks. Like Ren Sinclair was just kind of there, and you're just like, oh, whatever.
Mhm,
She's 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 perfect.
mhm.
It just fits. It's so good right now. I love it.
So this leads to the match. Ren Sinclair taking on Carly Bright. Ren Sinclair is going to pick up the win over Carly Bright with an assistance from Charlie Dempsey. She held Ren's back down to keep the pressure on the 1-2-3 roll up for her to beat Carly Bright. And there was a great shot. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
There was a great shot of Charlie Dempsey at the end of that match with a zoom in of him kind of just face palming. And people on the internet were saying, "Oh, that's some William Regal stuff. That's his father right there."
I was just saying, what was it a couple months ago? Maybe like 5, 10 episodes ago, whatever. Charlie Dempsey, that first promo with Tony D'Angelo, and that was
Rough.
probably what 5 weeks ago, and
Longer
his
than
other
that.
promos were rough, and it's like this guy just needs some more time, maybe take some lessons from his father, whatever. He's finding it. This
Yeah.
little gimmick right now, where he's trying to be Tony D'Angelo, is
Mhm.
working, and he's on fire right now, and his face mannerisms and everything. And after this match, I was like, he's figuring it out. And sometimes you just got to realize that in wrestling, you can criticize everything you see, but
Yeah.
in NXT, you gotta maybe I gotta be careful to jump the gun on criticizing some of the talent because they're still developing, they're young.
Mhm.
Um, I take it all back. Charlie Dempsey right now has figured it out and it's working, and he
Agreed.
does have he does have the skill to pull it off. So
Mhm. Sky's
bravo!
the
I
limit, man.
apologize. I apologize for saying that you were horrible, man.
When your dad's William Regal, I think the sky's the limit, possibly. You got to just put the work in, and he's doing it.
Right now, it's working. Whatever he's
Uh-huh.
doing right now is working. Everything for the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks has been bang on.
We get a shot of Hank and Tank. They're talking about the 2-night event, Great American Bash, taking place on Sci-Fi here in the United States, and that they want to be the hosts of the Great American Bash. We will see if that transpires once we get to the Great American Bash, because we didn't hear from him late anymore. Axiom and Nathan Frazier are arguing about Axiom's involvement in WWE Speed still, but they get interrupted by the young OG Javon Evans, who says he wants to team with them in their trios match against the Rascals. Axiom and Frazier accept the offer, and in this moment, you can ask RK. I was like, "Oh, we're in for a banger of a match," and that will be the main event, and we'll get
You
to that.
got
We'll get to
you
it.
got 6 cruiserweights
Oh yeah,
going at it.
and once we get to the match, it was fantastic. Rich Holland is gifting his gifted new Chase U t-shirts to Andre Chase, Duke Hudson, and Riley Osborne after they were like, "Hey, Thea's got what? What I miss? What?"
No, nothing. It's just the shirts were just reversed colors.
Yeah, they were reverse colors. Because they looked on the screen right before the Thea Hale backstage interview, and they're like, "Hey, Thea's got a new shirt on," and Ridge gifts them all new shirts. It is reverse colors. They are black instead of the red, and the logo's now red with the white
Duke
accent.
was stoked. He's like, "Hey, these are my
He was like,
colors."
"It's like
It's like
black's my color."
that's where I said they're the same colors.
Well, he said black's his color, so
Yeah,
we get to the Kelly Kincaid interview with Thea
black is
Hale.
everybody's color. Black makes
Yeah, it's
anybody
true.
look good.
It's true. Kelly Kincaid interviewing Thea Hale, who was reflecting on her past years since she last challenged.
Unless you're really white, then it just makes you look goth. which is cool too. Dated a goth
Challenge
girl once. It was wild.
Thea Hale challenging for the NXT Women's title. She reflects on the years since she did have a title shot at the last Great American Bash. She said Ridge has helped her being her true self and has helped her improve as a person, and she has her eyes lasered on finally winning that title. I ask you now, RK, does she have a shot?
Yes and no.
That's the correct answer, I think. Truly,
Um,
I'm pulling. I kind of want to see it, but I don't know if it's going to happen yet.
she has everything to be the next big women's talent on the main roster one day. Um, I said it during while watching this. You look at all the greats of the wrestling industry, the greats. It's their own personality
Mhm.
just turned up to 100.
Yep.
You look at Stone Cold, Steve Austin, how he is in the ring probably is how he is in real life, just toned down. The Rock, same thing, over the top, loud, boisterous. Just in real life, probably tuned down a little bit, right? It's just
Mhm.
your own personality coming through, turned up to 100. You watch Thea on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok and whatever. She is who she is, and her character comes through on TV just tuned right the fuck up, right? I think that goes far to having a long career in the industry is finding something that is true to yourself. Um, I mean, granted, this is just coming from a fan, so what the fuck do I really know? But if you watch, I mean, Hulk Hogan, just he's just Hulk Hogan, right? Ric
Right.
Flair, he's just Ric Flair. Sting, he's just Sting, right? Um, Everybody who's made it big, it's pretty much their own persona turned up to 100. So I kind of look at that in these younger talents as a gauge to be like, does it come off naturally? If it comes off naturally, the character they're playing, you got to believe that's kind of how they are in real life.
Mhm.
And if that's the case, it's such an easy role to play because it's you, and you have that down. I mean, the persona is 90% of the business. I mean, I hate to say this, but you look at guys like Ricochet, amazing fucking wrestler, probably one of the best. Is he the top guy? No, he's not, because he doesn't have that persona.
It's true. Up next is a man that has persona, try to get better in the ring, and that is Trick Williams. He's taking on Cedric Alexander, and he is going to pick up the win over the young up and coming Cedric Alexander with the trick shot knee finish.
Kid's got a bright future. Kid's got a bright future.
After the match, Pete Dunne attacks Trick Williams to go to commercial break. What do you think of the match? And then the post match, Pete Dunne beat down.
It was a good match. 10 minutes long. Williams actually looked really good in this
Yes, he did.
match.
Yes, he did.
Again, it's kind of hard. There are certain guys in the industry that it's kind of hard to have a bad match with them. Cedric is a very well established wrestler in the industry. He's gotten, I don't think he's ever gotten the respect that he deserves. Um, I would imagine it's hard for anybody to have a bad match with Cedric, but if you're already good to begin with and you got the talent, it's going to look that much better. This was a good match. I enjoyed this match quite a bit.
Next, Ethan Page is meeting with Stevie Turner and Robert Stone, and it's a bit of chaos because Robert and Stevie are both trying to get their points across, and Robert is not doing such a good job, and Stevie's trying to contradict and all this, that, and the other. And all he wants is Aura Mensa dealt with, and we will get more from that later in the show.
Stevie
Kalani,
Turner is slowly turning into one of my faves.
she's great on screen. Just put her on screen. She's fantastic. She's got that personality about her. Kalani Jordan met with two Performance Center recruits regarding a video posted by Tatum Paxley saying she was starting to get weirded out by her. And then you kind of see her with the doll that looks like Kalani in the head. And in the background, also, Wendy Chu walks back. And then the two Performance Center recruits have to carry off an injured Ashanti Adonis, who's kind of faking the injury because he gives a nice little smile and a wink to the camera as he goes away. Seems to be his character. Metaphor, Lash Legend Dakar Jackson take on Sol Ruka, Carmen Petrovich, And Metaphor is actually going to pick up the win over here over Soul and Carmen. And they call out the Unholy Union to defend their titles after the match. And we learned that match will happen on the Great American Bash.
Yes, this match, Legend is like Lash is really starting to figure out how to use her size to her advantage.
Mm-hmm.
I think with powerhouse type talents, because she's a big, strong woman. Not in a bad way anyway. She's
Yeah.
absolutely gorgeous. Once she learns how to be that powerhouse and fully use her strength to her advantage, she's gonna look better. She hasn't always looked great in matches, but this match she actually looked pretty damn good because she just went for the power moves, and that's what you expect from a big,
Mm-hmm.
powerful human being is to use your power. You don't want to go, even though he tried. You don't want to see Brock Lesnar going out there trying to cruiserweight shit. You want to see him just destroy people. Last
Right.
Legend, I think, is the kind of person that should go out there and ragdoll her opponents, and it's going to look good because she is a big, powerful woman.
Mm-hmm.
I think if she leans into that, she has the talent and the size to be something big. But again, they're just trying to figure it out. They're in NXT for a reason. It's a developmental. But I like what I saw from Lash in this match, and Metaphor, like Jakara Jackson looked fine. Uh, Sol Ruka looked great. Carmen looked like all the women killed it in this match. It was a good match. It was a quick match, 4.5 minutes, but in those 4.5 minutes, you saw a lot from all the women. But the standout for that one was Lash. She looked great in this match.
After this, we have Trick Williams shown backstage confronting Shawn Michaels, saying he wants to beat Pete Dunne's ass. Roxanne confronts Shawn and complains about the Hill having a sit down interview and not her. Shawn's on screen here, getting berated by two of his top talents.
You see it in his face, he's like, "Whoa, what the fuck's going on here?"
I almost wanted him to look at the screen like I need a drink. Uh,
Um, did you
yeah,
say did Trick actually say I want to beat his ass?
yeah, it's pretty sure it's what he
Okay,
said. It's in the notes
okay,
here, but pretty sure he
that's a
did
little
say
weird.
that.
A little weird. Kind of
Um,
like you want to do what to my what?
we get a fantastic video package of TNA's Joe Hendry, where it all leads to Joe saying, "Next week at the Great American Bash, you will be gifted a Joe Hendry concert at the Great American Bash." Um, I'll let you talk about the concert, but Gallus catches wind of this, and Joe Coffey challenged Joe Hendry to a match next week, but Mark said you can't have that match because he's hosting a concert, and Gallus throws a tantrum. I know you're excited for a Joe Hendry concert.
I am. If you ever go down a Joe Hendry rabbit hole, man, there is one of my favorite. It's a little dark and disturbing, but hilarious. His Pokemon song. It's I sent it to you like a week ago. It's
Mm-hmm.
hilarious.
He's creative, he's funny, and it's fantastic. Can't wait to see what he's got in store for when we get to the Great American Bash.
Man,
Uh,
honestly, can WWE just buy out his contract from TNA at this point? Like seriously,
right.
I need Joe Hendry more. I
uh,
love all
you
the comments. I swear to God, everybody just wants to hate for the sheer will of hating. Everybody on the
oh yeah,
internet, all the
oh yeah,
AEW marks, they're all just like, "Oh, this guy's only gonna get like 15 seconds of fame. This is stupid." It's like, what? This is amazing. This guy
yeah.
is a legend. And then, I mean, we found out at the end, not at the end of the show. I think it was only on TikTok that we found or
Yep, it wasn't. It
something
wasn't on the air at all.
during the show. The parking lot where all the fans have to park is like 15 minutes from the arena.
Talent
They
as
get
well.
bussed there.
Talent
Talent
as
too.
well.
So they get bussed in, right? So it's like
Right
a
outside
15
the
minute
ring.
bus ride. But what?
The
Can you
talent that
stop talking while I'm talking?
brother, you've been doing it to me all night. Don't even go
Well,
there.
I just what do you say? I didn't hear what you said. If you're gonna talk over me, talk over me.
No, I
Okay.
go to say
What did you
something all the
say?
time.
Yeah.
The
And I talk
your
over you so you hear me.
no, and I have to bite my tongue. You bite your tongue for once.
No.
Uh, fine. Bite your cheek. I don't know. Bite your lip. I don't know. Pause. What? Anyway, The busted thing, you're correct.
Sassafras.
And it was, I know which video you're referring to. There was also one that WWE NXT posted because all the talent where they park right by the Performance Center also got these flyers that you were talking about. Carry on.
Okay, so during the show, Joe Hendry himself, and this is the video WWE posted. He did like, oh look, I'm out here at the parking lot. I got a poster here. Joe Hendry live in concert next week on NXT, and then on the backside, Great American Bash on Sci-Fi. Is it on Sci-Fi?
Yeah.
Yeah, on Sci-Fi next week. He's like, that's amazing. He's like, but anyways, I gotta go get all these flyers out to all the fans and all the vehicles here in the parking lot. So I'll talk to you guys later. And then he goes and he puts the flyers, and then somebody on the internet, guaranteed it's an AEW mark, just hating life as they all fucking do. It's like going, oh, that's not real. That's just the talent's parking lot that he's in. It's like, no, you idiot. That's everybody's parking lot. That's there's TikToks of actual fans going, holy crap, this guy put a flyer on everybody's freaking car, and they're signed by him.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Like, why would anybody possibly hate on that? That is some of the coolest advertising I've ever seen in my life. Like this
fantastic.
guy, what guy loves the business so much and loves the fans so much that he's going to put his own personal time into going around to every single car and putting a freaking signed poster under the on their car? Like, come on.
I think they covered one. I think they covered Joe
I
Coffey's
bet you
car.
the Young Bucks charge $500 a signature.
Probably. I'll let you know once I go to the Indiana Square Circle Expo next year. They won't be there.
I'm just so, and I make fun of AEW all the time and whatever. I honestly don't like AEW one tiny bit. I love the talent that's in AEW, but I hate how everything they fucking do. But I don't go on the internet every 5 seconds. I see something on AEW and go, "Oh, that's stupid. Oh, that's fake. Oh, what are they doing? Oh, what are they doing? Get a fucking life."
Right. Speaking of getting a life, Ethan Page's life
Just
is
bitch about it once a week like a normal person.
Yeah, there you go. Get a podcast. Ethan Page brings a referee to the ring to prove that the visual pin on Ora Menso did not count because it was not official. Ora comes out, attacks Page, rolls him up, and we get a 3 count by the referee that he drugged to the ring. Ethan Page
Why
throws
in
a
the
giant
fuck
tantrum.
did the referee count?
Probably because Ethan berated him a little bit. So I think the referee was like, "All right, watch this."
Why
Ethan
are you even counting?
fit.
This isn't even a match. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, Ethan Page throws a tantrum as expected. We'll get to a little more of that in just a second. No Quarter Catch crew and the family. They meet up backstage where Tony reveals that he will be defending the NXT Heritage Cup against Tavion Heights, who was a United States Olympian at the last Olympics. So he'll be defending because it's during the Olympics and all that. So Tony D'Angelo versus Tavion Heights for the NXT Heritage Cup will happen next week on NXT Great American Bash. Main event match of the night was the Rascals of Wesley, Zachary Wentz, and Trey Miguel taking on Javon Evans and the NXT Tag Team Champions, the Supersonic duo of Axiom and Nathan Frazier. And as RK said earlier, this was a bunch of cruiserweights, and this is exactly what you got: was high pace, high flying, fantastic match. The Rascals pick up the win. What'd you think of this match?
So it's basically the talent being told, "Hey guys, go out there, do crazy ass flips, do crazy ass stunts, show off your athleticism, and just have fun." And that's what they did. I mean, the Rascals, they make a strong argument to have a trios division just because
Those three,
if
yeah.
this is how I imagine a true trios division would look, like having guys like the Rascals, or like AEW, Penta, Ray, and Pac, like actual guys that work as a trio and work together. Because like the Rascals have triple team moves, and they're like that
Yeah.
triple drop kick, basement drop kick thing they do is just that shit's so cool. Like that's how I imagine a trios division would look: is actual teams that aren't just thrown together, but actual three guys that work together to come up with some crazy ass shit. Everything in this match was wild. It was just insane.
Everybody got their moment to show off their talent, really. Their high
the
flying ability.
Rascals are a trios team. They have the talent. They've wrestled together for a long time. Axiom, Nathan Fraser are a tag team. Javon Evans is bouncy. Like, they're more than capable of going with that kind of style of a match. They are
Mhm.
that, like, it just works so well. This match was phenomenal, start to finish, entertaining as hell. This is one of those matches you literally can't look away from. You're just like, what the fuck's going on now?
Agreed. So yeah, the Rascals pick up the win there, and if you haven't seen the match, go find it, go watch it. It is a
And this is one of
fantastic.
those weird times where I was cool with like the handshake at the end. Like,
That one, yeah, it made
it
sense,
makes
right?
sense. Like, they just put on a banner match, and it wasn't really a rivalry or anything like that. It was just six guys going there having a banner match, and that was it. Whereas like AEW is a handshake after everything. Like, these guys have just went to war for 2 years, hate each other, but they're gonna hug and shake hands afterwards. Like,
Mhm.
fuck off.
We close NXT with Ethan Page complaining
As
to
per usual.
Ava backstage and demands a match against Aura, even if it was for the NXT title. Ava agrees and says we will host a contract signing at the Great American Bash Week 1 next week to sign the contract for Aura Mensa versus Ethan Page for the NXT title.
Well, you have your main event of week 2 of the Great American Bash.
Oh yeah, 100%. We'll see what
Actually,
happens.
you know what? Throw it in the middle of the second week of the shows. Just throw it in the middle. You know, it's a throwaway match. It's not important to have your main title on the main event of a show, right?
Yeah, sure. Whatever you. I know what you're doing there. You're not baiting me into doing this because we're gonna trust me. We're about to go down that path right now. All right, just
Hey, I just like to say, NXT this week had 7 matches.
okay.
Um, where the best wrestle had 5. Just saying.
So before we slide over to AEW
Oh
Dynamite,
shit, I'm laggy. I'm laggy.
before we go to Dynamite, um, I didn't do my usual in the news and read off the ratings. So NXT did 633,000. That is up from last week. They did a 0.19 in the main demo. AEW Dynamite, which we're about to get to, did 786,000. That is down about 10,000 from last week. They did a 0.26 in the main demo. That is down 1 from a 0.27 last week. There is your ratings update from WrestleNomics. So yeah,
Raw, SmackDown.
I can read those too. Sorry. Normally we focus on Dynamite and
We do.
NXT, but Monday Night Raw did 1,793,000 with a 0.59 in the main demo. WWE SmackDown did 2,313,000 with a 0.65 in the main demo.
It's actually surprising considering how weak of a SmackDown it was.
Well, it's surprising. AEW Dynamite, we're going to go ahead and get into. It would have been better, man. They didn't get a good rating because Joe Biden addressed the nation at 8 o'clock when Dynamite started, and he talked for 5 minutes.
Isn't 780,000 a good rating for them though?
Yeah, they celebrate it like it is, I think, but it is down from the week prior. I don't know. Whatever. What we've talked about it. This was at a time. Remember, Dynamite was doing nines, was hit a mill a couple times, I think, right? And or maybe it
Weren't
never.
they like in their heyday hitting like 1.3 million?
I don't know if they hit 1.3. They maybe did. But yeah, I mean, the downfall needs to be focused on, but everybody says everything's fine. I
You know
don't think
what?
it is. And if you care, RK, sorry, I'll just throw these in there for you. AW Rampage on the Friday that SmackDown has theirs. Mentioned Rampage
300
284,000, a 0.10, 0.10,
collision about 450.
472,000 with a 0.15.
So they're on average.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this isn't even me trying to bash on AEW, which seems like that's all I do these days. And honestly, I don't care. I'm a WWE mark. I don't care. I'm an E
Fed,
drone.
E-drone,
I'm a Fed. I don't care.
Fed
I really
boy.
don't. I grew up on the WB. I grew up on the Attitude Era. it's gonna hold a place in my heart forever. Um, I'm giving AEW the best chance that I've ever given AEW, mainly because of Kurt. I literally watched them for like a month when CM Punk showed up, but then even then I stopped watching them. I'll watch. This is where I say like I love the talent that's in AEW. They have a lot of amazing talent. I will go out of my way to watch specific matches because they are banners. One of my favorite matches of all time, I'll still say this, is that cage match between the Lucha Bros and
Young
the Young
Bucks.
Bucks is one of my favorite matches of all time, period, in all of wrestling. They've had other amazing matches. I love John Moxley, one of my favorite wrestlers. Takeshita is amazing. The talent is phenomenal. It's how they run their show that drives me fucking insane. Um, yeah, it's just that shit. It's just their way that the show is run. It's structured. The matches make no sense half the times why they're happening. It's just you're just throwing on matches for the hell of showing on matches, which is great for me because I can just go Google the match and watch it, and I'm happy because I just watched a banger match. That's great. But if I'm watching the whole show, find a way to entertain me. Don't make me go, what the fuck are we doing? Why am I even watching this right now? There's no point. If I just want to watch matches, I'll Google the match to watch it. I'm tuning into a show to have a storyline, a reason to watch the show, a reason to tune in the week coming up after, a reason to want to watch the pay per view. If I just want to watch matches, I will Google the match and watch the match and save myself the other 2 hour and 30 minutes of wasting my life.
Yeah.
Um, I watched Raw start to finish because yeah, the matches were horrible, but they hit on every storyline and it was entertaining start to finish. The matches were like meh, whatever, but the stories you're like, holy fuck, I cannot turn this off because I need to see what's going on. AEW doesn't do that for me, and yeah, call me a mark, a e drone, a fed, whatever you want to do, because I am.
Fair enough. Let us talk about Dynamite then. We kick off the show with MJF. He comes out with some cheerleaders, cuts a promo about defeating Will Ospreay, that it was easy. He throws the International Championship in the trash and reveals a new AEW American title. Calls the UK a third world country. Takes some shots at Will Ospreay's dead grandma. Will comes out to attack him. Max runs. Will informs them they will fight for the title at Wembley Stadium, and Will picks the International Championship up out of the trash. We are getting Will Ospreay versus MJF 2 at All In at Wembley Stadium. RK, talk to me about it. RK looks frozen on my screen, so I will talk about it. Yeah. MJF versus Will Ospreay 2. I think I'm going to echo a little bit of what RK is going to probably say once his freezing stops or thereafter. It's they I think they blew their load a little too early with how things went from match number 1. They went a little bit over the top. They killed it. The first match was one of the greatest matches I think I've ever watched on AEW. Some are saying this is the best match in AEW history. Um, with that being said, I don't know how you top that first match. They went for the whole hour almost, minus 3 seconds. With, like I said, fantastic match from start to finish. Will MJF, I don't know how you top that. We're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna get RK brought back in here, and we will return in just a quick second, and we'll get RK's thoughts on MJF and Will Ospreay at Wembley Stadium. MJF versus Will Ospreay 2. Be right back. And we're back real quick. RK had a bit of a situation on that end. He started the show being upset about it, but we don't need to dive into it. Internet issues are internet issues. But RK, I know you're not happy, and I know this conversation is going to make you happier. Will Ospreay, MJF 2 taking place at All In Wembley Stadium. What do you think?
Yeah, cool. Okay, why not? I mean, put on a absolute banger 1 hour Iron Man match right to the time limit, 2 seconds beforehand. Phenomenal match. I mean, MJF had a gun pulled on him mid match. He still won. I
Yeah.
mean, just phenomenal match. Um, I mean, we didn't see the gun, but MJF swears that the kid pulled one on him. Wild,
Put it
absolutely wild.
away. Put it away pretty quickly though. You know.
Yeah, pretty quickly. But he had to defend the honor, and that's why what you do to any asshole that tries to take you out. He's got to flip the bird. So,
Yeah.
anyways, nonetheless, I said it. I said it. I said it when the match happens. Like, why the fuck would you not save that for Wembley? Yeah, great. You're having the rematch at Wembley. That's awesome. There's something there, but can they recreate the intensity of that match at Wembley now? I don't think they can. It's lost. You lost that magic that you had in that match.
Yep.
And don't even get me started. I mean, I love MJF and his promo here. It was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Great MJF stuff.
I didn't think it was, man.
I liked it. I like
Let me
everything
rephrase.
MJF does.
It was good MJF promo, but not. I need better. I need better.
It's still better than 90% of the other shit that company puts out.
Fair enough. Good point.
Nonetheless, I love the promo. He did what he does best. He's a heel through and through. I love a good old fashioned heel that just does everything to be hated, and that's what he does. Um, so AEW now has a Continental title
Yep.
and a U.S. Championship,
American title.
American Championship. Okay, yeah, that's right. If you call it the U.S. Championship, then you're really trying to copy the WWE. But if you call it the American Championship and the Continental title, that's not the same.
Nope, not at all. Two different things.
What are we doing? That
Well,
that that belt's fire, but what are we doing?
let's talk about what else we're doing. We get head lead official going to flip the coin to see who gets the advantage in the blood and guts match for the main event. The Young Bucks have beaten down Christopher Daniels backstage, and they give the coin to him to flip. Flips it, and the Bucks get the advantage. Surprise, surprise! The coin was double sided. There's that.
Which, I mean, if you're gonna show that the coin is double sided, get a camera that's not fucking blurry as shit, you idiots. Jesus Christ, you couldn't even see the coin.
Right.
What are we doing? Is this amateur hour?
I didn't want
You,
to fucking.
Tony, you paying your talent too much wasted money that you can't afford a camera that's high def?
I mean it when I said this. Like, I'm tired of watching tired of watching AEW Dynamite. I
This
really
is
am.
what I said at the start here. It's not the talent's fault. It's not the match's fault, except for the match that's coming up. It's And that's not even the talent's fault. That's the agent's fault. That's the booking fault. They don't even have agents. They have Tony Khan booking fucking everything.
Chris
It's not
Jericho.
the talent's fault. It's the matches are great. It's the production of this whole how everything flows. It just sucks.
Two legends in professional wrestling, Minoru Suzuki and Chris Jericho, have the first match of the night, for the FTW for the world title. Jericho's going to get the win. They chopped each other for 5 minutes, six, I don't know, 10 minutes straight.
Remember at the start of the match when I said, "Imagine they just chop until the finish."
It was
I
the
was kidding.
worst. It was the worst match of the week and potentially one of the worst matches I think I've seen this year. That match pissed me off so fucking much. They just kept it's what they do. It's the style. If you watch it, there's the story with the
No,
chops and then
We
the
watched New Japan, and
neck.
yeah, there's chopping, but not for 12 minutes straight.
It was dumb. It was stupid. That match fucking sucked. Anyway,
Yep.
that happened. Renee Paquette attempts to interview Willow Nightingale, but Chris Statlander attacks her. Nightingale is going to defend her newly won CMLL championship against Chris next week.
I love Willow.
Yeah,
Fantastic talent.
love
She
Chris.
needs to go to a company that will make her look great.
Love Chris. Stokes fantastic. Sucks there in this situation. Jeff Jarrett gives Bryan Danielson a pep talk backstage, whose contract is expired, by the way.
Yeah.
Next Thursday. He's not going anywhere.
No,
Britt Baker.
but he actually talked about that. I read something today, and he's like going, him and Bree sat down when he signed his last contract that's ending next week.
Next
He said
Thursday, I
that
think.
he said him and Bree agreed that that would be the last contract he signs in wrestling. That he would come home and be a father to
Mhm.
and a family man. Um, then he goes on to say, that being said, Wembley is coming up right away, and he is still dedicated to doing that match. But there's good pause. That's his last match, huh?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. But I mean, I don't know. Daniels, I mean, he seemed pretty like adamant that he's like, that was my last contract. That's it.
Um, WWE Hall of Famer, right? You think they do that?
Yes.
Should
Yes.
be. Should be.
Yes.
Britt Baker defeats Hikaru Shida in a match.
Wow, was this match bad? Oh, it was sloppy. It was very sloppy. I don't know. These two, and I don't get it because these two have put on, well, that one match she made Britt bleed. That match was
They put on great matches.
crazy good. That's one of the best women's matches in a long time. Period. Um, this match was sloppy. I don't know if his Brit is rusty or it just wasn't rehearsed enough or what. It just didn't work. It was not. It was not a great match. It was probably because Britt was rusty. It was their first match in nearly a year. So
I feel like Hikaru Shida hasn't
um,
had many matches recently either, so I think they both were kind of
it just
meh.
didn't. It did not look good. It did
No.
not look good at all. A
Post match,
lot of a lot of a lot of miscues, a lot of mistimed shit. Everything just seemed off.
Post match, Mercedes Moné appears, turning down Britt Baker's challenge for a match at Wembley Stadium. Britt's distracted. Camille returns to AEW, aligning with Mercedes as kind of her bodyguard, crony, whatever you want to call it. Mercedes and Camille
A return?
celebrate.
Isn't it a debut though? I mean, she was
No,
Ring of Honor.
it was I'm pretty sure it was a return. She's been on AEW before. But she got hurt. I think she tore ACL or something. I'm going off
In
of
Ring of Honor,
Fightful.
I think. I don't think she's been on AEW television.
Fightful's notes say Camille returns to AEW. I don't know.
I've read multiple sources that it was a debut, that she was sitting, they had her signed to an AEW contract for like 8 months,
Mm.
and people were wondering what the fuck you guys doing with her. And
Um,
I
yeah.
don't know. I think she was Ring of Honor, but I don't know if she was ever on AEW television.
So the match has not been made official yet for Britt and Mercedes, but at a San Diego Comic-Con taking place, AEW was there in a partnership with Cartoon Network. We're not talking about that. But there was a moment on stage with a lot of the talent. Mercedes and Camille confronting Britt Baker. Sorry. And Tony Khan gave a very spirited, I'm tired of this shit. The match is official for Wembley. The match is now official for Wembley. Tony Khan made it official at the Comic Con.
Okay.
The Patriarch appears backstage. Christian Cage announces that Nick Wayne will compete in the Royal Rampage on Friday to determine who will receive an AW World title opportunity at Grand Slam, which takes place after All In September. Wayne was prepared to cut a promo. Notice Kip Sabian tells him that no one cares that your father's dead. Be a man, suck it up. And and just a spoiler for you, don't care. AEW Rampage, the new number one contender post All In is Darby Allin. So we'll see what transpires with that. Next match of the night, Pac taking on Boulder, an enhancement talent, whatever you want to call it. And this was the best match of the night.
Up to this
Joking.
point.
Up to this point, yes.
It was wild. It was pretty wild seeing that Boulder guy do a moonsault though.
Mm-hmm. That's about it. Team AEW cut a
And the
promo ahead
fact
of it.
that Pac managed a brain buster on the dude
It
actually
was
was
sick.
pretty
It was sick.
impressive
It was
too.
sick. The Team AW are cutting promo. Swerve Strickland proclaimed himself the leader, fired up Darby Allin. The Acclaim fired back at this, that, and the other. Mark Briscoe had to bring the troops together, and that was that, leading to the main event. Mariah May gets an enhancement talent match with Caitlin Alexis. She picks up the win. Thomas Tony Storm appears behind Mariah after the match and brawls with her briefly. She still has a nice scar from Mariah's attack on her head. Storm says you better be prepared to die at AEW All In because she is. This is the best story they have going into All In. Mariah May and Tony
That's
Storm.
pretty easy to say because it's the only story they have going All In.
No.
Yeah.
Will and MJF.
It's not a story.
Yes, it is. It's a fucking story. Don't be that
They'd,
guy.
ha-
It's
they'd
a
have a
story.
they'd have a story if they built a story and then had that first match at Wembley. That'd be a story.
They built the story based off the first match that isn't going to top, that they can't top now. But I agree with you. It's still a story. I'm not trying to be that guy, but there's still the story of a Will Ospreay trying to get his get back now, and get his whatever title you want to call it now back. There's that one, and that's what pisses me off about the main event of All In. I get Bryan Danielson's on this heroic, final run here, but the best story,
Heroic.
yeah, horrific.
Like,
Swerve and Bryan Danielson's the main event of All In, which okay because he won that one Hart Cup, but you see once we get to Blood and Guts here in just a second, the biggest storyline they have still, even though it's not on. I mean, it's not an ongoing one. Actually, it is because it's never going away. It seems like is Adam Hangman Page and Swerve Strickland.
I was
That
gonna say they have an amazing story there, but they don't use it.
it's just there. Like they know, we all know it's there, and they make mentions of it, but there's knowing, they're just staring at each other down. Hangman wants to kill Swerve, all that good stuff. Blood and Guts match. They get a vignette voiced by Dean Malenko beforehand, which is pretty cool. Shout out to Dean Malenko. It's the Blood and Guts match. Team AEW, Swerve Strickland, Mark Briscoe, Darby Allin, Max Caster, Anthony Bowens taking on Team Elite, the Young Bucks, Kazuchika Okada, Jack Perry, and Hangman Page. Let's do it, RK. I know you took the times down of the entrances, so we got a good little laugh of this leading into it, that it said that the teams would be brought in after the first ones every few minutes. It was every
Two
few
men
minutes.
two men start for 5 minutes.
Yep.
Which they did, I think.
And
I didn't
then
time that one. But
and then
after
after
5 minutes, the Elite will get a one-man advantage for a regularly scheduled interval. For a regularly scheduled interval, for a random is
it was every few minutes. So
every
just
few. That's what it said. Every
just
few minutes.
every few minutes. Whenever we just it's been a few minutes. Go
Couldn't
ahead. You're
couldn't
next.
actually put an actual time on it.
Go for it.
No,
You know what? Hold
I
on.
know.
Wait.
I know. Look, I know. Everybody's gonna say, "Well, watch the Royal Rumble. It's not actually every 2 minutes or whatever it
Aware
is."
of that.
Yeah, at least they say every 2 minutes and they keep it relatively close to every 2 minutes. This is just a few minutes, maybe here or there.
Yeah. Every few minutes we'll send somebody out. So let's I don't have the list of who came out when and where, but I know you have the times. I don't know if you have the names with them. Do you have
Oh
the
yeah.
names with them? Go for it.
So I don't have the names because I didn't bother.
I might be able to remember
The
here.
first the first time, these are just the times of each interval. So the first one after the first 5 minutes, so the third man came out, which was Nick Jackson. I started the timer there. So after Nick Jackson came in, I started the timer. And the first interval was 4 minutes 6 seconds.
Which was, hold on, let me see if I can get this right. I think it was Max Caster.
Mark Briscoe.
Was it? Oh, Briscoe. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. Briscoe.
Yeah. Okay, and then Matt Jackson came in 2 minutes and 50 seconds
After Briscoe.
after Briscoe. And then Anthony Bowens came in after Matt at 2 minutes and 33 seconds. So we're going down, we're dropping. We went from 4 minutes and 6 seconds to 2 minutes and 50 seconds to 2 minutes and 33 seconds. Then after Bowens, Okada came out. He came out at 2 minutes and 34 seconds. So we went up a second.
Close enough.
Yep. And then Hangman Page was supposed to come out.
Wrong.
No, Max Caster came out at 4 minutes and 21 seconds.
Okay. Okay.
So it jumped back way up for some reason.
Basically 2 minutes.
Yeah. And then Heyman Page was supposed to come out, and that one was timed at 3 minutes and 3 seconds. Heyman Page didn't come out. We all
Which,
knew why. He was waiting
right.
for Swerve to come out. Makes sense. There's a storyline there. Shocking that we have a storyline in AEW because they only have 2. Don't get me started. Nonetheless,
Every few minutes.
every few minutes.
Every few minutes, there was a cool spot in this match. It was
They should just say an opponent will come out when we decide they're going to come out.
sure when Tony Khan says you're up. This was a good-ish match. I didn't really dig the finish. You know what? Fuck it. I didn't like this match at all. I didn't like this blood and guts match. It had some great spots. Great spots. Don't get me wrong. Great moments. The Swerve and Hangman stare down right off the bat when Swerve finally got out of handcuffs that Hangman put him in, and they had their moment in the ring. Sick. The stapler spot was interesting. I know that shit hurts. We talked about that. Staple guns to the back of Swerve. People were like, well, this is how you treat your champion. Yeah, but Swerve got up and got them all back and beat the shit out of them. So it's fine. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get to it then. They handcuffed Jack Perry like he was Jesus Christ himself. Arms spread across, handcuffed to the cell wall, and he took a chair shot to the dome, unprotected.
It was a gimmick chair, though.
Yeah, it was. That's the thing, that it was gimmicked. It was shaved down. It was fine. Blah blah.
Go
Fuck
back and
you.
watch that chair shot. When it hits his head, it goes crack. Gimmicked or not, that is still an unprotected headshot. And
Yep.
then, oh my god! And then all the AEW fucking fanboys come out and they're going, "Oh, well, what about this one?" And they're all showing the clip of Cody tossing a chair at AJ's head in France. There was it France? Yeah, France. Backlash? No, the second one. Their I Quit match, where he
Scotland, Clash of the Castle.
Scotland. So, and everybody's showing that that's the same thing. It's like, no, there's a difference. Darby, was it Darby who hit him with the chair?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Darby, full swing to the head, crack. Gimmicked
Mm-hmm.
or not, that's a headshot. I don't care. The chair didn't break, it dented. Like
Mm-hmm.
it may have been shaved down. It didn't break, so it still was a full hit to the head, unprotected, right to the front. Cody tossing a chair at a guy's head isn't the same impact.
Right.
I'm sorry, it's not. It's simply not. You full swing a chair compared to tossing a chair, the impact's not the same. Gimmick or not, Corey Graves tweeted out, he deleted shortly afterwards. He's not wrong. He's like going, guys, unprotected headshots is not worth it. Having the gaps in memory is just not worth it. Take it from a guy who was taken out of the business.
And they tore him apart, the AEW marks.
No,
Jesus
he was just
Christ.
he was just concerned for his fellow workers. So, and guys,
Yep.
it's not worth it. It's not. There's a reason why WWE doesn't allow unprotected headshots anymore like that.
Mm-hmm.
Concussions.
Yeah.
Look at all the injuries to AEW talent right now. Are you really trying to get more?
Right.
Gimmicked or not, you think that those chairs that WWE used back in the day were 100% steel? Maybe back in the 80s and 90s they were, but in Stone Cold era and stuff, those were probably gimmick chairs too. They still hurt. They still cause a blunt force trauma to your head. Like, what are we like? And then whatever. I thought it looked cool. I'm all here for the violence in wrestling. I come from an era where that's what wrestling was. I'm cool with it.
Mm-hmm.
But getting mad at a guy for just being concerned about the health of another wrestler, that he's a wrestler, is not him taking a shot at AEW. It's him going, holy fuck, you guys should be careful with that shit. It's
The
not.
finish of the match comes after the chair shot we just spoke about. Darby Allin douses Jack Perry in gasoline, threatening to set him on fire. Matt Jackson tries to stop the match. Jack Perry was not going to quit. He was apparently just down to get set on fire again. Matt Jackson pleading with Darby to stop, don't do this. And Darby forces Matt Jackson to give him a title match at All In for the TNT title against Jack Perry, but that wasn't enough as he made Matt Jackson give up to avoid, setting Jack Perry on fire. And that was the end of Blood and Guts with Team AEW standing tall over the Elite. That was Dynamite. That was Blood and Guts.
I don't like the finish. I
didn't
mean,
like it either. I didn't like it either.
you're pouring at the moment you pour gas on the guy and you're saying you're going to light him on fire. You know the match is over. Why have all the other stuff? It doesn't. You know what the answer is. They're going to quit. It's just
Right.
as simple as that. So
It
why
felt like
even
it took forever to get just to the I quit part, right? I mean, Jesus, man.
like pour gas on him? Get the lighter. The lighter didn't work. He had to go get a different one. Whatever to show that it actually lit. Like you pour gas on the guy, he's quitting.
Mhm.
So why not just pour gas on the guy, threaten him for a second, and Jack Perry goes, "I quit." Why do all this other shit? And why give? So Darby Allin has a TNT Championship shot next week, or All In, All In.
Yep, all in.
And then he won the Rampage Royal Rampage to get a title, world title. Like what?
Don't ask me. I'm not booking this shit.
Who booked this shit?
Real quick, since apparently they're going to do it, AEW's going to have their injury report show with Renee Paquette. We'll do it real quick for the people.
They're actually doing it.
That's what the rumor is. I don't know. I'm just kidding.
Oh, I brought that rumor up like a week. I thought it was just a
I know.
rumor.
Well, we're going to do it for them. Here's the current AEW injury list brought to you by. What can be brought to you by? Ace Bandage. Here's the AEW injury list. Adam Cole, ankle injury. Adam Copeland, tibia. Bandito, wrist. Dalton Castle, concussion. Eddie Kingston, ACL.
Well, back up. The Dalton Castle one. I think some higher ups in AEW got a hold of this list that was released, and they're like, "Oh wait, what the fuck? We need to do some damage control." They came out today or yesterday saying that Dalton Castle actually doesn't have a concussion, but he does have a serious injury that we not 100% sure what it is.
Concussion.
You don't even know what the fuck the injuries are if you're talent.
Eddie Kingston, ACL. Jamie Hayter, shoulder. Rumors are that Jamie Hayter is actually ready to go. We'll see. Jay White recently, ankle. Julia Hart, shoulder. She had surgery. Keith Lee, we're not really sure what's up with Keith Lee, but apparently his contract could be coming to an end soon with AEW. Kenny Omega, diverticulitis. I don't put that one on AEW. That was a health thing with Kenny Omega. Cole Carter, arm. Mark Davis, wrist. Matt Seidel, formerly Evan Bourne, foot. Miro, undisclosed. We really don't know what's going on with Miro. Apparently, he's got a couple injuries, so he says, but whatever. Ortiz, pec. Powerhouse Hobbs, knee. Riho, wrist. Sky Blue, ankle. Trent Beretta, I forget what was that one. Ankle? Or was that arm?
I forget what happened with Trent. Shoulder, arm, I think.
Yuka Suzuki, leg. And I think they're missing the unless it's officially his career's done. Trent Beretta's former tag team partner. Why am I spacing his name? The Best Friends.
Oh fuck!
I'm a terrible person.
It's on my wall right now. Damn it! What's his name? Oh my god, we're horrible people. Well, he's been gone for like 4 months, and
Chuck Taylor. So Chuck Taylor. Yeah, that's.
I knew that. I was just waiting for you to figure it out. I didn't want to.
I was waiting for you. I was waiting for you, but I feel like we did too long. So I went ahead and did it. But there's the AEW injury report for this week. We will update once we get more information. We'll reach out to all of our sources. With that being said, we're coming to a close here on This Week in Wrestling, episode number 15 for Top Rope Renegades. We got to do it. It is time to vote on the wrestler of the week. Who was yours?
Honestly, it was hard to pick, but the match was probably the best match of the week. So I have to say it's a tie between Breaker and Dragunov.
Fair enough. I'm gonna give my vote to. I don't know. We didn't actually decide if we were allowed to do this, but I'm going to. I'm gonna give it to a group, and I'm gonna give it to the Rascals. Like the
Okay,
Rascals were my
I agree. I'm
wrestlers
fair with
of the
that.
week.
Yep.
They also had a match
Yep.
at TNA Slammiversary as well over the weekend. So they put in some work. So I'll give it to the Rascals. I think we both are going to be on the same page for this next one, though. Your show of the week is
Dynamite.
yeah.
I
All right,
made him
man.
allergic. He's allergic to my answer. NXT all the way.
NXT for sure. NXT, I think, put on the best show this week. And it's only going to get better for Great American Bash next week. Man, that starts next week. So we got to iron out a little time. We can figure out something with Great American Bash predictions, or we'll do a live reaction afterwards, something like that once we watch it. Because we don't really know what's on the card yet. All we really know is the Thea and
Main event of
Roxanne
the
match.
second week. Main event of the second week.
Yeah, Thea, Roxanne, and the women's tag titles I think are on the line.
Yeah, Isla Dawn and Alba Fire facing.
Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend.
That's right.
Then I think the Heritage Cup match also will be taking place. There's
Tabian
that.
Heights versus D'Angelo. Yep.
Don't really have anything in stone for Oba Femi. And the tag titles, there's nothing for that one either at this moment. We'll see if there's something with the Rascals. Maybe it's Wentz and Wesley, or Trey Miguel and who sees. We'll see. So that's it. That's gonna wrap things up here for Top Rope Renegades this week in wrestling. Before we get out of here, RK, any parting words for the good people?
Don't go chasing waterfalls.
Don't go. They were gonna say get better internet, or don't use the internet that you use.
Yeah, I'm pissed off, man. Yeah, no, if you're gonna, man, I gotta give him a call tomorrow. I don't even want to talk. It's pissing me off so much right now, man.
Fair enough. This has been This Week in Wrestling by the Top Rope Renegades. I'm Kurt. That's RK. We will talk to you guys next week on This Week.
Doesn't this song get us in copyright trouble?
I don't know. We'll find out and see what happens. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll talk to you next week.